so this stream is going. That's nice. Yeah, probably. That'll probably be a good idea. That'll probably be smart. We need to do the YouTube one also. Make sure that first of all it's working. Connection is good. Is the stream public? So the other part that I need to know. What about the YouTube one is the question. Yo, 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 technical, what's up, sir? And it's public, right? That's the important part, is making sure that the YouTube portion is public. I will smack you today. I already know it. I already know it. Oh, on tonight on stream, Nymph is getting smacked. Look what? I'm listening. Tell me what am I? Okay, okay. Okay, fair. Fair. You're welcome, son. No more belt. That's funny. Alright. Belt off, not belt on. That is... Wow, that is low-hanging fruit. This is absolutely low-hanging fruit. So the Twitch one is easy, but the YouTube one makes me go fetch a freaking link every time. This thing is obnoxious. Just absolutely insane. All right. We have one concurrent viewer on YouTube, which is probably you, Nymph. Ah. Yep. Well, I mean, listen, people will join eventually. It takes a little bit of time. All right, so we got to figure out what we're doing today. Yo, Sanjakimo, what's up, dude? Appreciate you having you here. Technical is in our Twitch chat, so we got both chats represented. And I have confirmed that it's public, so yay. We are alive. And we are present. How you boys been today? Hey, can you take a look at my build and see if there's anything I could improve? Sure. If you're in Discord, send the link. I don't know if Twitch will let you send the link. You can also send it on Twitch. We can start off with a build review. I am down with that. I like build reviews. They are one of my favorite things to do. I'm gonna munch on some pizza and watch the bars and make sure that you guys aren't getting the munching sounds while we're waiting for the nice gentleman to send us vile robes and boots today. How did you know about the boots is what I want to know, because I never said shit about boots. I was gonna do boots, but what I want to know is how the fuck you knew. Oh, okay. I said it. Listen here with your fucking logic. You better stop it immediately. Mm-mm. Okay, I can definitely hear that there's no munching. Eric, when you're ready, send the link either in the chat or in build help on Discord. I'm looking at the Discord build help, so. We also have somebody linking a build at 7 o'clock, so about an hour ago or so, asking to be kind, which we definitely won't be. I'm going to tag the person and see if they're around. What, who? for the build review. What do you want me to do? Send him pictures? I'm out on that. Like they you want a build review, don't you want it live? Like I would rather, if I wanted somebody to review my build, I'd want to do it live. I wouldn't want to sit there and freaking wait for stuff. I guess while we wait for one of our boys to send the link to the build, Eric, I don't know if you could hear me, but if you send the link to your PoE Ninja, I will absolutely review it. So audio is perfect, by the way. Yeah, Nim figured out that I fucking put the microphone the wrong way around, so it was like I was speaking into it and it was picking up the voice from behind instead of facing me, because Blue Yetis are directional. So I had to go look it up and said, oh yeah, you know what? You're right, and I'm stupid. So, you know, the new streamer saga continues. You guys are going to be hearing about that for a minute. It's probably going to be a minute before that stuff is all the way done. Never lucky. Never lucky. Listen. No, there's no stream appropriate answers to this. That is what I always say. It's my cop out. It says, yeah. Yeah, I was about to tell you yesterday, but I wasn't bothered enough about the audio, so I forgot about it. I was rolling irradiated tablets today and somehow came out with 90 div profit in 1 hour. Tablets are insane profit. Like, actually bonkers. I just chancellor my white tablets at this point for fun. I'll roll all the tablets in the world for 90 an hour. Well, I think I was chancing the white ones. Print thousands of div with tablets each league. Yeah, absolutely. We're never seeing the spirit, much less fracturing it. $200 an hour. That's like an expert crafting type of return. Oh, guess what, Nymph? Can you guys hear him now? They're like, who is he talking to?
Really?
Well,
Oh
no, they
my
didn't say
God.
that. But I didn't have you turned on Discord, so.
Oh my God, I should have fucking turned on the stream. Why do I need to sanity check your stream for you, man?
But you guys can hear him now. Yeah. I was like, why is he talking and the bar is not moving?
Oh my.
He's like, people can't come by stream. They're like, who is he talking to? Mighty CL,
Well,
howdy, welcome. Welcome.
okay, so as I was saying, 90 per hour is kinda low, I'll be real. Like Empyrean did like breach tablets for like 200. Of course, you shouldn't do breach because he made a video on it, but like you should be getting a lot. You may also have been mispricing some of them because random mod plus prefix can be a lot. So
Well, I'm pretty sure he just pulled out his white ones and slammed them and sold it. So the you know, the 90 div profit is like a casual couple of clicks type deal.
Yeah, I mean that's like just free shit. If you have everything already, it's like piss is easy. If not, then
very much seltzer water for the follow. Appreciate you. Hopefully those alerts show up for you guys. Random mod is at least 5 divs with effectiveness and rarity. They could be 40 plus. Yeah.
Yeah, I honestly, when I roll irradiated, at least the ones I have, I'm not touching anything else. Like because anything else is like worth at most a div. unless it's like a free mod with Waystone, and even then it's scuffed. So I just filter everything out that is not random mod.
Eric, considering that I don't think you have the verified role, you need to go by the welcome screen and you need to click a check mark because right now you won't be able to type on Discord. I have an anti-bot protection. It's not even threads only. You just click the check mark and welcome, and you'll have access to every single channel.
I mean, at this point, it's anti-Eric protection.
It's anti-Eric protection. It is. I'm gonna go ahead and kill off that thread though. So
Look, if a so
you low key just told the bots had to get through the protection.
look, if bots could fucking watch streams and react on it, we would have a different problem.
Yeah.
I think them figuring out how to enter a Discord channel with like a role verification is like the least of our problems.
Yeah, for real. Any bot that's sophisticated enough to do that is not going to be wasted on spamming some random fucking half streamer. I'm not even a full streamer. Some random half streamer's Discord. So I think we're safe, lads. I think we're omega safe. Hello, good night, bro. Thank you for your videos. Learned a lot. Says J Victor C. Absolutely, man. I appreciate you watching it. Breach are good to spam because there's multiple combos that sell. Just make sure to always chaos spam 3 mods so you can hit 2x good prefix or suffix and then gamble exalt. Always be gambling, huh?
Okay, I personally don't like the chaos spamming aspect on tablets. I think that kinda cope as shit, but
He says,
uh
Valentine says, by the way, I gained 50% more damage on my build since you last looked at it, and I don't even remember what I did. I sent it. It's my take on Ember Fusillade. I'm not sure if I optimized it to the best limit. You are sending Ember Fusillade build to a person whose literal first league it is playing caster in like 10 years of PoE 1 and 2. So, you know,
Alright.
there's a little bit there's
Alright, where the fuck is it? I guess I am the expert for this one.
No, no,
Let's
no, 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 no. You sit down and wait. we we will get to you.
okay, fine.
All right, so we got YouTube chat on there for some reason. Let me switch windows to something that's actually watchable for you guys. So that's the build. This is Comet and Ember Fusillade. So I guess every build is just a Comet build then at one point or another. Palm is fine. 6 on the fork, 9 and spell damage. Pretty standard stuff. You got all the runes in there, chaos, extra Ellie. I'm guessing you're not running Archon if you're putting chaos in there, so that is fair and real. You got Xerox gift and crit on the helmet, and the cold res and lightning res aren't optimized. I'm wondering if solar amulet is the way, or well, so you need the quality for sure. The mana is good, and I guess it's the I mean, it's like mana spirit quality spells, so you'd be sacking the crit bonus and the max ES for 100 spirit. With 10,000 energy shield and 1,000 mana, I'm just wondering if there's a world in which you click EB and go Archmage with this. So that's the only, that's my initial off rip question for exploring on the build optimization. Because usually, if you click Archmage and with mana, especially with a runic fork, you could, it is a different build at that point, but there's
It is a
definitely
different
reason
build.
for it. So it usually does build up. The other part that people look at, and something that I've looked at, is going to be low life with communion. So that's definitely going to be part of it. My question to you is why you're using a sapphire ring as a base and not either rarity or mana. I don't know that the 22 cold res mirrored is going to make that much difference because you have dropped res. You have tier 2 lightning and tier 2 cold. That's, you know, 7 res and another 5, so that's 11. That makes up for half of it. I bet you if I walk through it, so you flex the fire res, these are T1s. You don't have any res slots there. I guess putting a bismuth on is kind of shit, and putting res on the solar is kind of bad. I don't know. I don't really love the cold res on the ring. I guess if you don't care about rarity, it is what it is. But it's a really really strong ring. I bet pricing of it probably had to something to do with it too. I needed to cap the resists. Well, yeah, no, for sure. I'm just thinking about if you have other ways to cap resists. I guess at your level of invest, there's an argument for getting these corrupted with res on them is kind of terrible. So that's probably not going to work. But you know, the question is there a world in which you pick well, I mean you don't care about the mana, so it kind of is what it is. Now if you are gonna go for a res ring, I would probably recommend going for the all res ring, just because it usually ends up being a little bit more, but I mean you already have a really really nice ring built out, so there's not really anything to be said about that. um for your body armor, you don't need spirit, you just went ES, so you're dropping another 3 tiers of resistance. Like when you say you need this to cap res, but you're dropping 8 res here, plus another 5 just for having tier 2s. So that's, 13 resistances are dropped on the helmet. On your body armor, you're dropping 5 on the cold, 9 on the fire, another 6 on the lightning from, the theoretical perfect roll. So, it's like 20 res there, 13 res there. Do you need the sapphire ring at that point? And then it starts to look like, okay, there's certain things that if you swap one of the runes, like if you give up a little bit of ESCV on the body armor or a soul core, at some point you can throw the full ball through if you just optimize your reses and you get tier 1s, which it's not hard to get tier 1s. Like this body armor isn't insane. We're probably going to craft something like this. Something well, maybe not 30% quality, but um getting tier 1 reses on a body armor with just ES is not like, it's not a hard craft. The hard part is getting the base in the 30%. So like um I I kind of take a little bit of issue with the ring base. I think there's better ways to do it. The other part I take a issue with is that, I mean, I guess somebody dropped this ring or like just barely finished it. But if you look at the quality, it's 20% instead of 40. So the question is, do you like, is the gain as extra chaos, or I'm sure the spell damage is fairly important, but is one of those prefixes workable in a breach? Yeah, so that just dropped for you. I mean that is really nice. Most of the time when these are crafted, and I don't know if your comet is in cast on crit and if you have any mana issues, but a lot of times people put mana cost efficiency on there and cast speed. The crit chance and the and the crit chance and the spell damage bonus aren't really huge. They're not like super popular in the ring. Obviously, these are good stats. I'm not saying they aren't. And for the fact that this dropped and you slammed a mana essence on it and equipped it, this is a absolutely gorgeous ring, and it's worth a bunch of money. But my question is if there's better ways to optimize it, and if there's ways to fill a lot of your res needs with that slot, because I don't know how much 27 crit chance and 34 crit bonus is doing for you. I don't know how much 12% gain as extra chaos is doing for you. So, and it depends on where your mana pool feels at, but I can tell you, like any sort of cast on type stuff, having 1,000 mana, way not enough. So there might be an argument for messing with the ring at some point and either going for the mnemonic or rarity ring, either or. I'm noticing a complete absence of rarity, so I'm guessing you're not farming anything monster related. Like you're probably doing rituals or something, I'm assuming, right? I don't have mana issues, but the prefix spell damage is tree only, so I don't want to risk the 40 quality. No, for sure, it's understandable. I mean, I wouldn't recraft this particular ring. I'm just looking at options on another ring. So it's just looking at individual slots and looking up at your options. And I'm in no by no means am I saying that your build is bad or unoptimized. It's just you're like, hey, I don't know what ways are there to optimize, so I'm looking at giving you some options. I'm not necessarily saying you should take all these options, but what I am saying is you should consider these options. Because if something sounds like it might be useful, you could just pick that out. I'm just going to give you a bunch of different suggestions, and these are not axioms. Like if you gave me a monk build or a ranger build, then I'd give you some axioms, because that one of those I've optimized to shit. But on a caster build, I can give you some ideas as to what's possible out there, and then you could decide further. I don't feel rarity's that important, or am I wrong? I do a lot of Grand Expedition, drop a lot of loot. If you're doing Grand Expedition, rarity is absolutely important. It's probably the most important stat that you can have, because rarity affects your currency drops. So if you go from, it's a noticeable difference to go from 0 to even 100, but to go from 0 to 150 is absolutely crazy. And you have Mage Blood. I don't know if you need double diamond on it. You don't have silver, you just have MS, sulfur, and double diamond. This is a pure damage belt. If you're doing Grand Expeditions, you should probably be wearing a Headhunter anyway, just FYI. And if that's what you're farming, then this Mage Blood is not really like you could buy a belt a quarter of the cost on 100 divs for a Headhunter, and it'd be like just magnitudes more effective for everything, damage, defenses, everything. And if this is the belt that's used for mapping, then Quicksilver's cool, but where's the silver flask and where's the gold flask? So there's some idea there, but Headhunter is by far the premium belt for Grand Expeditions. Not having rarity and farming Grand Expeditions, I think, is kind of crazy. Just to give you an idea, like as far as what I'm doing with my caster, this is also a caster, but there's rarity. There is rarity specifically. There's rarity here. There's rarity here. Like once you pull up now this is a different build because it's Adonia's, but if I pick any random skill, if I pick Comet for example, 138 rarity without Headhunter, this feels like it nearly triples the amount of divs that you drop. Yeah. Well, so I'm pulling out like 6, 7 divines a map. 5 to 7 divines a map. Sometimes it's like on the order of 4 or 5, and sometimes it's closer to 7. So, and you might, there's obviously variance to luck, but rarity is undisputably absolutely insane. Like if you show up by any streamer, if you look at, Fubgun is the king of farming, rarity is everything. But 150% rarity is about where you want to be with all of that. So the lack of rarity, I think, in terms of farming and it being a farming character, it's obviously a very, very strong character. And if you told me you're doing ritual, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, this is obviously entirely too strong for ritual. But the notable absence of rarity is kind of, it's a little bit insane to me. I don't know what this 12th spirit is doing for you. Like this being on a gold amulet would, to me, would be much better. This being on a gold ring would be much better. And if you recraft the ring and you sack a little bit of damage for picking up rarity, for picking up rarity here, for picking up rarity there, like that would probably be the biggest tip I can give you. I get
Oh
3 to
yeah,
10
Rarity
divs
is
depends
also
on the
Rarity
map.
is also better this season, by the way, because exceptionals no skill of Rarity.
Yeah, it's
So they even buffed it this season.
when what I would challenge you to do is to put together, obviously you got money, so I would put together a set with rarity and run like a 10 or 20 map test before it and then after it and just see how it feels. I wouldn't necessarily go find some rarity on this, because the way that rarity is going to work is like if you put 30% rarity on, you'll barely feel the difference. Some people say they feel the difference. I don't at all. But I do feel a large difference going from 0 to like 120. It feels like it's more than double. You got ads today, must have enrolled in the affiliate program. Yeah, the affiliate thing showed up on its own. To be honest with you, I didn't even do shit because I've set up all the payment methods and everything else like 6 months ago or something. I actually need to change all that shit because some of it changed. So he says, But anyway, that's all neither here nor there. I think we're talking about this with the affiliate thing. So yeah, there's that. But beyond all this, because we're nowhere near done, I don't, and we're just looking at gear, right? I don't even know the engine of your build yet, but I'm just looking at standard basics that like any person looking at any build would know. So for your boots, obviously you're going super hard on reses, but the part that I think the reason you're doing that is like having one all res suffix on here or one single res suffix like relieves so much pressure on here to where if you need skill effect duration or cooldown recovery for any reason or charge consumption, that's a really nice luxury slot for boots. So if you do end up remaking this ring and dropping some of that crit chance and crit bonus, then you'll have some luxury stats. Your gloves are gonna go crit chance, proj skills, crit bonus on the suffix with a non-fractured proj skills. Interesting. And you got percent flat ES and proj speed. Fair enough. I'm assuming Fusillade works like Spark and that it wants proj speed. I don't see anything wrong with this. Defensive gloves are kind of, I don't know if I love it. I generally would prefer to have proj speed, proj damage, considering Comet and Fusillade are both proj skills. No, Comet is not a proj skill.
What?
Comet is not a proj skill.
I was like, what?
It's like I'm thinking about Spark freaking saying Comet. So I want to see how you're actually casting Comet. I'm assuming it's always cast on crit. Yeah, it's cast on crit. Zenith. Okay. So not anything insane. The the other question as far as like build optimization and damage and everything else that a lot of people like to do. I personally hate it, but I'm in the minority on this. A very, very popular thing with these caster builds is to go with Ziri's Communion. I don't know if you know what it does, but it basically makes one of your skills reserve life instead of spirit. And then there's a bunch of really spirit intensive, really expensive support gems that drop from Arbiter that are giving you shit like enemies are treating you as 90% all res instead of 75 when they hit you at a chance. There's a bunch of damage nodes in there. There's a bunch of utility. So you can basically giga juice. You can get like 200, 250 worth spirit worth of gems for that one, and you go low life and you click stuff like pain attunement. Now you do have to resolve the chaos and the bleed in that case, and that's usually like a mana pivot. But obviously you have money, so that's researching a communion build is something that I would recommend you do. Not that you switch into it, but just look at it and see if that calls out to you. Definitely picking up rarity, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Definitely recrafting the ring for a more desirable base, and that'll probably come with a rarity pivot. What I think is going to happen is when you put like 100 rarity on your gear, like I wouldn't get perfect gear, right? I would throw on some half Frankenstein stuff with some rarity, like just put double rarity on the helmet. I don't know about recrafting a ring with rarity because that would be expensive, but like get a decent gold amulet, so that should give you like 30, and this will give you another 20, and then maybe rarity on boots for another 18, and that's like 80 give or take, and then possibly a mage blood swap for gold instead of the double diamond, because realistically speaking, do you freaking need double diamond quicksilver? Like, yeah, it is nice, and that mage blood is worth more money, but acquiring a spare mage blood just to test like 120% rarity with like some basic swaps, like 3 pieces of gear swap that are non-essential, plus a mage blood. If you really are, if dropping the resistances is going to kill you off your entire build, well, then you just put bismuth on the mage blood. You go gold, Quicksilver, Bismuth Diamond, or you can drop Diamond and leave Sulfur on there. But the point being is you're going to replace 2 of those Mage Build mods just to test it, just so you can see how Rarity feels, because I think you're undervaluing it tremendously. Most of the population is smacking Rarity on everything in every piece of slot. There's one of 2 things is true. Either you're a hidden genius and you found something that nobody else has thought about, and it's like everything is perfect, or you played around with Rarity, you had a bad streak, and you were like, you know what, maybe it's not, it's like it's enough money for me as what it is. But then if the second part is true and you start playing with Rarity and you find out that it's absolutely insane and it like doubles and triples your drops, then you want it everywhere, then you'll just redesign your build accordingly, and then you'll naturally recraft this ring and refit all the pieces together. So I'm by no means advocating that you scrap the whole thing and rebuild it from scratch, but at least I am saying that you should be considering those things. So beyond all of this, the jewels standard, I don't hate anything about this. Spell damage, crit spells, crit bonus, a passive effect, sure. Nothing uncalled for here. You got a split personality on here for sorceress. That's fair enough, sir. That is absolutely not a problem. Especially it being a gemling, and I don't know the actual alt quality on Fusillade. So you're gonna have to tell me what the alt quality
Less
is on Fusillade.
duration,
Gotcha.
less or reduced skilled effect duration on it, so it fires faster.
Gotcha. So you just, this is basically Arc on steroids for as far as like, the comparison is concerned. I don't know that there's absolutely any issues with any of this. I think the skills and the build and all of this looks pretty standard and pretty solid. Like obviously you're doing enough damage, so everything seems chill. This arc just being there, there's one thing that I would probably challenge you to do is, especially if you're doing enough damage with all your stuff and you have a lot of sources of gain across the board, I would think about getting an Absent Amulet also, and putting either another cast on crit or a cast on elemental ailment in there. So that way I would say for just to put Arc on there. And one really, really, really interesting tech with Arc is going to be like if you cast it normally. So we have Arc and cast elemental ailments. This the commiserate and overcharge combo is absolutely bonkers. So you reflect the shocks back to yourself and you get a magnitude of shocks, which is, it is what it is. But then commiserate ends up clearing the shock when you inflict it. So you end up self-shocking and then getting a whole bunch of magnitude on your shocks, and that is effectively like 30-40% more damage a lot of times. Sometimes it's only 20 depending on how much magnitude you have, but like this support combo on Arc is absolutely bonkers. So consider looking at cast on elemental ailments and going commiserate overcharge into it, and then you can throw whatever. Obviously, pinpoint's probably not it unless your Arc's not doing damage, because I'm wearing Malagara, so pinpoint is the downside doesn't exist for me. But that being said, the cast an elemental ailment Arc, especially with Siamese Temper in there, is insane. I don't know if you really, really want Siamese in your Fusillade. But you could do Arc without Siamese. You could just literally put the wild shards in there and it'll still be fine. But the amount of shock that this could give you with this commiserate and overcharge combo is absolutely bonkers. Yeah. Well, your Arc is just there, you're not using it, but that's the thing, is you could be using it. If you could auto cast it with an Absent Amulet with either a cast on crit or cast on elemental ailment, depending on which one works better. So what's up, Tom? We're in EU friendly hours today, so I would definitely look into some of the Arc stuff.
EU friendly. He says.
Who?
EU friendly, he says.
Oh, Lamau, you what? It's 3 a.m. That's EU friendly. Shut up. Normally it's 6 a.m. when I stream for you, so I don't want to hear it. I got
I
on a
think
lot earlier
6 a.m.
than I
is
wanted
more.
to today just for you two fucks.
I mean,
Two guys in Germany trying to run my life. No, I'm just kidding. Um, so I mean, for the most part, like I get it. They're all just for the mono regen. They're just they're sitting there, but obviously somebody has decided to call my phone. I'm gonna mute that thing.
because like it has basically the shell of a EB character, except it's just not playing EB Archmage, so it is what it is. If anything, I would maybe not consider like running a solar amulet, but like probably like the double anointed amulets or
An absent, surely.
maybe depends if he needs a spirit, because from the looks of it, like he doesn't need the specificated spirit, so so he can choose like other things. There's also an amulet that you can socket like a helmet thing in. So there is there is effectively like other options. Also, something something I noticed. You said double crit a lot when you were evaluating the mage blood. So I'm guessing you may not know how exactly a mage blood works because you
It's
kept saying
50% to
double.
everything. I know. I know.
Yes,
It's
okay, sure.
Quicksilver's boosted and Sulfur's boosted, but does he
Yeah,
need
all
any of
right.
that? Is the
Yeah.
question. It's 60% more damage, and it's 45% more MS. Like, you know, or not more MS.
I mean,
But
it's a
it's
good belt. It's a
45%
good
MS.
belt for sure.
It's
But like, is it a
fantastic.
good belt for that guy? It's like,
And it's expensive, I'm sure. Any double with a
I'm
diamond
sure it's
Quicksilver
like.
Sulfur is the more expensive mage blood than normal. It's just
Mm-hmm.
the question, and obviously it's perfectly rolled on the 50, so obviously you have money, but I just don't know that this necessarily, like, this doesn't feel like you squeezed everything out of the stats that are given to you. This feels like you did pretty good, but there's just a little bit of that extra something that's missing. You know, there's just not having rarity.
Honestly,
Like, just it feels strange. This build, it really feels strange.
honestly, yeah. So honestly, I would change some things. Instead of running like quality on the amulet, I would change to fire spell crit.
He's a
If
gemling though.
Ember Fusel. Yeah, but his main skill is Ember Fuseland. It's either Ember Fuseland or it's his custom crit combat stuff. Like one of them both has to be like basically his main clear. And if it's like if it's is Fuseland, then like spell crit like fire spell crit, which is flat. So it's effectively like the one from the weapon. It's like much more important if it wants for damage. Like the 5% quality, I think is like fucking whatever in comparison. Like you're gaining fucking a lot from it. And I don't think it's even close.
This is probably a good time for me to catch up on chat anyway, so keep yapping. I'm gonna read through and see if I can answer anything.
Yeah, sure. What
Sandra
I mean,
Kimo says.
what else? I mean, what else is there? I don't think. I think if you have like enough damage, you should really just drop the ring and get like any more universal ring. Like the spell damage, double crit, suffix, cast speed with max mana is a bit too broad, especially with like a Calendar's touch, since you have like so much like suffix pressure, and just having like an always on there with like some rarity rings will make it so much better. Also just for a rarity.
Sandra Kimo, I don't think I see your ninja link if you want to send it in build help. And also, Adriel Zanata, we can absolutely take a look at your build. Join the Discord, send the link in there. Just we'll do a bit of a build review. I was actually hoping not to chaos spam a bunch of shit today. But you know, this is
Our stream is stalling! Our stream is stalling!
This is the build review is a nice and welcome addition.
Guys, stop pasting guild build reviews. He needs to start crafting.
He needs to start crafting stat. So, besides that, um, Linson Expander says, "What up? I love your videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate you." Kai's one button arc totems Gem-League Legionnaire is the best I've played so far. I think totems are extremely underrated strong. Like, there's a lot of people that I know that are playing them, loving it. The links indeed don't show up in YouTube chat normally, so I would say Discord is probably the easiest thing to do as far as the links go. Just dump it in build help. Remember to, when you join the Discord, click on the welcome thing, and then do the little check mark to get access to the channels. Perfect. Sanjay, you linked it in Discord. If you need Discord, you can find any one of my videos. Every single one of the videos has a Discord invite. My Twitch profile has a Discord invite. My YouTube profile has a Discord invite. You will be able to find it very, very, very easily. So that is perfect. There's, looks like we're going to look at Sandra's next. But I want to catch up on Twitch chat also. Hate Watcher with Adblock 420 says, "Hi, this is my first league and your crafting videos helped me a lot, so big thank you. I play Spark, Cast on Crit, Blood Mage, and I think I already have quite decent gear. I lack a rare Adorned, just don't have the currency for it. However, I still struggle in Mega Juiced Expeditions. Could you check for me as well? What would you change to clear those expeditions more easily?" Without looking at your build, I can with 99.99% certainty tell you don't have a headhunter. So we'll see if I'm right, but that is my immediate guess. So same thing for you. Join the Discord, send the link in the build channel. Okay, so you do have a headhunter. Well, then we need to look at your build, because if you have a headhunter and you're looking at playing Adorned, you on a Spark COC Blood Mage, something went terribly wrong, because that's a very strong build.
Did he post it?
I don't.
Or are we assuming now?
No, he said he's playing Spark COC Blood Mage. He sent on Discord, Declerk is who he is. Okay, so we got Sanjay, we got Declerk, we got a couple more builds, so we got a bunch of stalling content, so you guys are getting builds. I hope you all wanted builds, and that is what today is gonna be. So I think we are well and done with Bjorn. I hope this was helpful, Bjorn. This is about all we've got for you. But I would say definitely look into your amulet slot change and the ring slot change, and think about rarity, think about low life, think about mana, possible pivots of the build, and look at if +5 qual of all skills is really the most important mod for you, if it does a lot, or if you should look into spell crit for Fusillade. But yeah, ta-da. So next one is Sanja, and this is Monk, and we are playing. Is this Corbin's Bonk? That looks like this is Corbin's Bonk Monk. But there's Ice Strike on it.
Eventide. Eventide Puddles is a specific archetype of a monk. There's a guide for it, I believe, and it was like semi-popular at the start of the league. I don't remember who it was.
And not only that, Pain Attunement makes me think you have Communion socketed somewhere. Yes, you do, for your Blasphemy. So you have a bunch of damage. What are we looking for here, Sandra? Because I think we looked at your builds. What is it that you're looking for us to see? Shattering Palm Eventide. Yeah, I've seen somebody playing that a lot, and they ended up just going Hollow Focus. They were like, this is cool, but Hollow Focus is just like brain dead easy. Yo, Keeson, I am Mothra in Discord. I have 2 locks and about 200 divs, but I have no idea what to spend them on. Do I need to upgrade, or is there a way to get me Temporalis out of that? There's no way to get Temporalis, because 2 locks and 200 divs is about 2,800 divines, give or take, maybe 3,000. And the cheapest uncorrupted Temporalis is 4,400 yesterday, because I'm looking at it myself. So +5 melee versus +3 attack, and he wants to see if there's any more optimizations, in particular the staff. How much currency are you working with, Sandra? My Herald chains do a lot of my screen clear with the Eventide pedals, so that makes sense. I mean, This looks like T1 T1 T1. Your crit's not perfect. Do you need attack speed for Shattering Palm? Because I think if you go crit bonus for this, it's like it's a burst thing. You Shattering Palm once and you clear 4 screens in any direction. Is slightly faster animation on a dash to the enemy skill really going to make a difference? Like this line being crit damage is just 25% more. I'm assuming you're immediately crit capped because it's piss easy to crit cap on a Sinister Quarterstaff on a monk. So I'm immediately questioning the attack speed roll. You know how much I hate attack speed on monks, on monk builds, unless you're on like Ice Strike or Tempest Flurry or something. Short of that, like I could see it for Hollow Form. I still hate it. Yeah. So to me, I think the attack speed is immediately bonking you in the head. +3 to all attack skills I don't hate. The one nice benefit of going to +3, especially because you're doing the Herald chain, I'm assuming with the armor break tech and the expensive support gem from what's his face. What am I thinking of, Nymph?
I don't know which one you're thinking of. Do you mean one of the Isle stuff? Do you mean like a Zero stuff? Do you mean one of the boss stuff?
So there's armor break tech, but he's not using it. Either tool stillness or whatever it is called. There's one of
Oh,
the breach lords.
um,
Yeah,
if you mean the one from Breach that for Armor Break, the first Chaos one, I think
yeah,
that's Old
Ultimate Holes
Embrace.
Embrace. Yeah, so you're not doing that, and you don't need it. I mean, here's the thing. I don't know as far as how much damage and like what map mods you're running. If there's like ailment threshold and whatever. Well, I guess with Eventide pedals, you probably don't really care about any of that. So you don't really need any of that engine to clear. But I think crit bonus instead of that attack speed is gonna do you wonders for damage. I wouldn't necessarily be concerned about going to +5 to all attacks instead of +5 to melee instead of +3 to all. I would keep the +3 to all. This has a nice benefit of if you pick up a 3-socketed 5% crit chance. I have the video. You can make the thing in 300 freaking divs or something, or 400 divs. Even if you want perfectly rolled prefixes, it'll be super easy. And then that'll work. Did you just blow a whistle, or was that one of my alerts?
I didn't do anything.
Huh.
I think it was your alert.
I don't know why there's an alert for a whistle.
Well, that's on your plan. That's on your to-do list to find out.
Oh, you know what it is? It's the stupid commercial right here.
Yeah.
All right, let's do this.
You of your own stream?
Yeah, it's literally the it's the commercial on the, it's not the stream, it's the dang it's PoE Ninjas. It was the football thing. Brother, for the love of God, let me show you how to set up uBlock. Listen, I will. I promise you, I will. We will have it. We'll eventually do it. New streamer problems. Let's get through the builds. The ring looks nice. I like all of that. I think the quarterstaff is probably the biggest thing. Eventide, get it. Cool. Everything's nice here. Stibnite, you want the percent EV? I guess you're like Omega into EV.
Okay, he has like some things. He has so much evasion. I think it's like way overkill.
I think
Like
so too.
way overkill.
And I don't
Like
think
he
there's
has
a.
like
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah, he has 41k even like after Mage Blood, and like this is like a lot. Like this is like even too much in my like to a certain extent, because or at least like the evasion is fine, but like his deflect is like way too high. Deflect caps at like 28 or like 32 or something. He's like fucking 30% above cap for like no reason.
What's up, Blue Dream? Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're going through some builds. We're going through about 4 different builds, so we're gonna get through it. I'm doing my best to yap and catch up to chat. We are a hideout warrior. We are actually a we're a Firefox browser streamer now, by the way. I like to be deflect
Oh,
cap going for 100. Or
you
100 is impossible.
cannot deflect cap. Deflect cap is 95, and that number stops at like 28 or 32k.
Yeah.
You're like way above it.
Yeah. So you are. I think your mage blood is absolutely overkill. I don't think you need that crit, and I don't think you like. I wouldn't be surprised that if you took this mage blood off, that you functionally didn't really change how you build plays. Like, I would much, much, much rather see a quicksilver and a silver and a gold on there and like a sulfur to make up for this attack speed. Like, I don't put a diamond on there, a singular diamond if you want to, but good God, do you not need Jade Stibnite and Double Diamond and 49% effect across all of them? Like, you just don't need that at all in any capacity. You're going hybrid, 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 hybrid. I mean, that's Fist of Stone, so they're guaranteed hybrid, but like, you have so much evasion. I just like completely unnecessary, my brother. Completely unnecessary. I'm guessing you need to have deflect. So you're working on a deflect cap, but you don't have deflect on your boots, and I wonder why. I don't know if you need the
No,
reses
no,
that
he's already
badly.
capped. He's like way over capped. So
No, I'm
like he can
saying if
even
he
drop
takes off the
blind.
mage blood, I would want to see what his rating is if he takes off the mage blood, and if he needs to fix it, the deflect, then he could fix it on the boots, but then he has to pick up a
Uh,
res somewhere.
Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah.
He does not have charge regulation, so he's not running that. So that is basically like his deflect stuff because it is with Mage Blood because it does include it on the breakdown.
Even
He can probably lose one line and then still be kept.
even PoE Ninja tells you that your deflect chance is 95% because even PoE Ninja knows the cap. So you are looking at don't like charge regulation, yeah.
Me, you don't have to.
Yeah, there's nothing that says you need to run charge regulation, but what do you if you're killing stuff with like falling thunder, then you could just as well put blind sight on it because you're never naked falling thundering, and especially if you have charge staff on and you have blind and charge staff, which you should, um, which you don't have charge staff, so you would have to you'd have to make adjustments and pick up a source of blind either through points or well, I mean, Wind Dancer blind is like fake blind because when are you guaranteed procking Wind Dancer? But if you get a source of blind and just put blindside into one of your supports, like is this and blindside gives you more crit damage, so it's not like it's a damage down anyway from your stuff. So like, is it really really that bad? Is my question for
He can
Falling
just
Thunder.
he could just put it in his hollow focus.
I mean, this executes 3 like 30% more damage on Tuesday. I'm out. Like, what the hell is this? You know what I'm saying? Like, and then the other part is you're looking at Ice Bite for Falling Thunder. That's not your clear skill, sir. That's your boss kill skill. This is your clear skill. So why do we have gain on as extra on Falling Thunder where the and Innervate and stuff like that? This should be what kills stuff for you. You bonk a boss with this and he's just gone. So I would probably retool these a little bit for more just direct damage. Is Eventide turning out to be the premier monk build? I don't know that there is a premier monk build. If I had to name one, it would probably be the Hollow Form, the one that's using the unique gloves, and you just have a bunch of clones spinning around because it's just so piss easy to pilot. There's like nothing to it, and the scaling of it is super super easy. So I would say not necessarily Eventide, but Eventide is it's nice. Like there's absolutely nothing wrong with this. So overkill, absolute useless attack speed mod, +3 is fine. I would cap the crit to 5. Let me see about your Fist of Stone. So the power charge on crit, believe it or not entirely necessary. I'm assuming you all would have lighted for it, but you can pick up Onslaught and pick up more attack speed on there. I don't, it's obviously an entirely different build and you'd have to solve power charge generation without that, so I can completely see it, but just FYI, I know that you have Onslaught on gloves as an option. you ever solve power charges in a different way. So there's definitely an idea there. I want to see what you have on your, you have owl, that is the correct one. I like that. So for your helmet, you got Zarok on the Anoint, and then you got Barbaric Strength on there. I don't have any complaints about that. And you have deflect. So I mean, I think you're over indexing on that singular defensive layer a little bit much, but it's a super nice build. I don't not too many complaints all around. This is a 2 voices, so that's pretty standard. A singular mono and kill. Everything else is pretty normal. Shattering palm skills, sure. I don't hate it. You got controlled in there, and I'm guessing you put controlled in this socket right here. Yes, you did. I already see the points. Yep, that's the correct play there. That makes sense. We like it. That controlled is very, 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 very strong in a monk. Very, very strong. If I wanted to juice my monk further, that controlled. Big recommend. That one's awesome. So all around, I think you're solid. Staff and Mage Blood for sure. Retool, deflect, and evasion to something a little bit better, and then you know you are playing low life, so I would make sure that you got everything, you got everything low life pulled out. And the other part is like with pain attunement and everything, I just find it so hard to believe that you need that double diamond with like how much crit is accessible to monks. You know what I'm saying? Like, is this really necessary? For like you get the more crit damage bonus already with the multiplier on your tree. You're picking up so much crit. Like, do you really, really, really need this? Is my question. You're just crit capped. Something is missing somewhere. Then let me look at your tree, because I feel like between the gloves and everything else, it's just so easy to cap.
I mean, I'm pretty sure he's like already capped. Like, there's no shot he's not.
Well, yeah, no, he's already capped, but we're telling him to take off double diamond. So he's gonna have just a singular diamond, so he's gonna lose 50% effect on it. And so I guess it's just from not picking up the crit nodes. But I also found your issue right here. I mean, these are like free, sir. Like, that's this is your diamond flask right here on your mage blood. These 3 points, you're chilling. Like, that you're just not taking your tree points. Like, I get these point saves, sure. They're not even bad points to have. And this massive is still good, but like not taking this is so much stat. For 20% reduced bonus is like, who cares? 20% reduced bonus drops your damage by like 3% or something, but it leaves you yeah, no, I understand that, but what I'm saying is we're telling you to drop some crit off your mage blood and stop over-indexing on the mage blood and picking up those crit points on tree, and then that should make it better. The other part that's kind of like, I don't know that you necessarily need that, is these nodes right here. I don't think you need these 4 or this one. These nodes are giving you 11% attack speed and 30% increased EVES. I think these 5 nodes right here are a complete waste of your time. I think you can retool this completely, like, a lot better. The bottom nodes are amazing, but the top nodes, I'm not a fan of it. And I don't know if you need this attack speed for Shattering Palm, but, like, I think you're over-indexing on attack speed also. So those are probably the main questions. The other part is, like, if you ever feel like you need more evasion or deflection, you have 4 points right here that are like insane value. And especially you have a time lost right here. And the time lost has a very large radius. And the very large radius hits this node right there. So why the hell are we not clicking that is beyond me, because that is so much extra stat value with this time lost. The other part is this very large time loss is hitting that node. Why are we not taking some basic, like, yes, it's got combo, but these are time loss hit nodes. So, and it's, yes, it's some increased, but like these nodes are omega value and these nodes are omega value. So why are we picking this? I mean, you're there for the jewel socket, so I understand that, but like, is this really the most efficient node pathing here? Like, are these deflection nodes entirely necessary? Like, you have 4 deflection nodes over in Narnia. Instead, you could just move them to evasion deflection nodes right here and get them hit by your time lost. So there's just a little bit of inefficiency on your pathing there. Again, skill speed here, like I get the MS, fair enough, but like 16% skill speed for these 3 nodes, you know, I think you're doing I think you're doing a little bit extra. You're doing a little bit too much over indexing on attack speed and evasion. I think you need to spread out your stats a little bit more and just pick a little bit of a saner path, if you will. So that might help. And then the other part is you can play around with combo stuff. I don't know if Hollow Focus is doing anything. To me, those bells are completely useless. The minus 0.2 seconds to current energy shield recharge per combo expended is insane. I know you like Mountain's teachings, but I would urge you to try out taking off Way of the Mountain and taking off the Hollow Focus and going all the way to Martial Master and then starting to do stuff with the combo. So what I mean by that is if you let me show you on my monk something that is not really
With
immediately apparent. Go ahead.
Let me interject. He has heavy prospect at the top of his tree, but he's running Rakiatas. I think that thing is actually actively griefing him.
It's not. Rakiatas runs first.
This runs first over Ignore,
Yep.
even though he
Otter did
penetrate
testing.
doesn't.
Yep. Otter did
Okay,
like 300 or 400 tests for the spell build. It's not griefing him. It's fine.
got it.
That one I specifically knew. So when you do this and everything can build combo, this is an insane defensive layer. This is incredibly underrated because what you can do with this is essentially put this stupid culmination support gem onto like literally everything. This culmination too is sitting in like both of my damage skills, and this just makes it so that whenever you press your damaging stuff, like your heralds are building combo. If you're on charge staff builds combo. If you're on any other bullshit, everything that's attack tagged is going to build you combo. And then when you press your main skill, it's going to dump all that combo and you don't have to think about it. And what's going to happen is once you click your main skill and it's got like 10 combo on it, it drops 2 seconds off of your energy recharge rate. So as you're fighting stuff, your energy starts regenerating. And then you regenerate a little bit of it, then you get hit, then you bonk something again, and it keeps regenerating. It's like having a permanent energy shield regeneration off this node. This thing right here is absolutely bonkers broken. Not to mention the fact that this is 40% more damage at 10 combo. So if you put this on like Falling Thunder or something, this is like obnoxious amounts of damage to whatever it is. Even if you're spamming the skill, like you could put that on a Shattering Palm for more damage and you'd be surprised how quickly your heralds will refill your freaking combo meter. So I would play around with both of these. You might not end up liking it, but the defensive layer of this and just being able to play with that combo is like it's really really nice. So I would consider that as an option. Just FYI. Twitch stream is lagging, I think, as in one big lag every 10 seconds. Are you sure it's me or is it you?
I saw some lag, but I don't see it anymore.
Gotcha. And then the
That's why
combo
I'm not
build,
sure.
I'm not saying that you necessarily like over index on it. It's just one of those things that's gonna like give you just look at the option. Because I'm not advocating you play everything combo. I'm just saying you click those nodes, it's almost free. The bells do almost nothing for you. Yeah, Stone Fist is cool, but like recharging your ES is absolutely insane. Blue Dream, I apologize for getting too late. You absolutely can get you absolutely can share yours. We would love to, so it is definitely nice. It was while the passive tree was open. Gotcha. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate you. Appreciate you. So I think that's about all we got for you. So that is, I appreciate the hate watcher, sir, with the follow also. So we're gonna go through and we'll go to the next one. There's a bunch of builds, so I might end up being a little bit faster on some of them, but this is nice. So this is our Mr. Blood Mage, and Mr. Blood Mage wants help on getting better at expeditions and making sure that it's a lot easier to clear it. So the first things that I want to make sure that you took the right passives. Surely. Yep. Cool. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. So, Amulet first, Spirit Spell Skills, Mana Cast Speed. Are we stacking Mana? Yes, we are. We're 5,000. So, first things first. Do you have to have this if cost efficiency? Because
Ethan,
yes.
you stopped yapping.
Yeah. I stopped yapping
Okay.
because I wanted to find the item. Go ahead and read oh, I'm actually in game. This is why I stopped yapping.
Which
Read
build
this
is that?
ancient
Oh, there's
augment
like
for me. Hey, I was thinking of incorporating low life on Ice Shot Pathfinder, but can't think of ways to handle poison bleed. Any ideas? There's a body armor that makes it so that your body armor slot is free on Pathfinder. There's a body armor that makes your chaos and bleed not bypass energy shield. Is about the only way to do that without losing completely sanity. So we're looking at 1 mana per 2 energy shield on equipped helmet. So that's 300 free mana. Considering you're stacking it and you got modifiers to it, running this over the cost efficiency, especially if you're hitting DRs on cost efficiency, you probably need to look at that. You probably need to consider the +1 mana per 2 energy shield on the equipped helmet. So that's first things first. Immediately, like that's my first question. The other part is, so you're running the additional cost, crit chance and damage per mana. That's fair enough. I think there are better Athbiths, but they're like freaking mirrors, so it is what it is. So immediately you have this, but you don't have a fracture for mana cost efficiency, and you're stacking Spark and Comet. So not having mana cost efficiency on that ring, I think, is a huge mistake. Your other thing is a rarity, like 26 fractured mana cost efficiency with the modifiers getting reflected by this ring makes your shit not cost a whole lot of damage at all, a lot of mana at all, and makes your stuff run a lot easier. So not having that immediately is like a big question mark. Like what's the choice there?
I
Go ahead.
think I have a different question here. Is he sustaining the life cost of this build like at all? Like I don't think the mana is a problem. The life cost maybe. Because he's Blood Mage, that makes his like life cost automatically 100% of his mana cost by default. So increasing his mana cost efficiency may not increase like his life cost problems.
Fair point.
Because
So
like we lost like instantly from like last league, so like he needs like a good source of recovery, and I don't see it.
So he's got the life cost efficiency augment, which is why he doesn't run the mana one there. So that makes sense. He's got tech rods in here.
Yeah, but like you're talking about a lot of HP loss, and he doesn't even have an instant life loss to get it back. Like
So
spamming combats at this level is not very cheap.
yep. Now, I don't know if there's a way to get rid of this tech rods based on where he's at now, because he probably needs life cost efficiency somehow, and this gives just general efficiency. But from what I remember, helmets can roll cost efficiency in general, and I think budget is going to be a big thing for you also. So, given that you're doing this, let's make sure that our int helmets are gonna do the thing. Let's go find the int helmet with my boomer eyes. And let's go look at cost efficiency. So there's rage cost efficiency, there's your mana cost efficiency, there's your life cost efficiency. So life cost efficiency on a helmet is just a desecrated mod. If you need that, if you're not
That's not
sustaining
the
either or, you can.
Oh.
Yeah, absolutely, right here.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I was looking somewhere else.
So that's, one of the immediate. I don't know what sustain issues you have. Is this an open bow tie stream? I hate you right now. So I just need you to know that.
He got tilted by one guy. He used to be the thing.
No, well, you don't speedrun, so you don't know what open bow tie is, but it's a red veil layout. But yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, I don't technically have any major gripes with any of this here. I just there's got to be a way to. Good God, the ads are annoying. It's that particular
Listen,
one
please.
that drives me crazy.
I see.
So yeah, that's funny. And Tom did say that it's also an essence, so it would be even easier to craft it. So fair enough to that end. I haven't actually put life efficiency on helmet ever because I've never played Blood Mage, and then to that end, you are having somebody that doesn't really play cast through your stuff, but knowing enough about stats and having played my first caster and done enough research, there's a point. You do definitely have an adorned setup without adorned. So, there's that. But I have seen this a lot. And jewels are extremely good on point value. So I could definitely see this being really, really nice. But I just can't help but feel like something is missing from the build. Have you at all looked at Fub Guns, like uber optimized Blood Mage? And I'm not saying you copy or compare yourself to Fub Gun, right? That's a recipe for disaster. That's gonna just get you screwed completely. But thank you very much for the follow. But what I want you to look at Fubgun's build for is to see what engines he's running in his stuff. How is he solving for life cost? Because he's running Temporalis. So he doesn't even have the stats that you get to have here from the Sands of Silk. So like,
So
go ahead.
yes. So Fabgun's Blood Mage basically sustained his cost by spamming instant life loss. From what I saw. He may have some cost efficiency, but that's basically what he did. If he ran out of life loss during a boss, then he had to portal, basically.
So
I didn't see him honestly doing anything else.
He says, I easily sustain my HP if I do damage, but sometimes on Giga Juiced Expedition, I don't insta-kill them. And that's when I have HP issues and have to spam potion.
Well, so get a potion that is an instant life
Yeah.
flask and not like recovery, not an instant curious recovery.
So instant life flask, it sounds like it's gonna be helpful. I think you're lacking damage, and I think this is wrong, right? You've taken some either quest rewards or something. You are res capped, I'm assuming. But a helmet recraft, I think, is probably important there. Here, if you're not going to have the mana cost efficiency, then at least I would put spell damage. And I understand that you have fractured cast speed on there, and that makes the craft easier. But if you go fractured spell damage, that would probably be a little bit better. This is a situation where I'd actually sack the rarity for more damage, especially because of I don't know if you know this, but a lot of the the cast on gems, cast on crit, cast on elemental ailment, they have a thing where if you don't do enough damage, the energy that your meta skill gains doesn't like it's reduced all the way up to 0. And then the other part is if you do a lot of damage, then you get more than it's desired. Essentially, instead of gaining 1 per power, you could be getting 1.5 per power. So this scales with how much damage you do. So essentially, what you're experiencing is the cast on whatever Path of Exile 2 regular situation, to where if the mobs, and the reason that you're experiencing this in Expedition is because of adaptation, because it makes them take less damage from elemental, like straight up less damage per hit that they've taken recently, which recently is in like 3 or 4 seconds. So you essentially hit them a bunch of times with Spark or whatever your engine for triggering comets is. I'm assuming it's Spark. Yeah, it's Spark. So Spark hits them a bunch of times, they get a bunch of resistances, and then a comet drops on their head and does absolutely fuck all. So there's no other way of solving that other than having comet do so much damage that you just ignore all their stuff. And what you're running into is that sometimes you just drop a comet and nothing happens, and especially if you don't do enough damage, then you start not dropping enough comets, and then it just like snowballs the other direction, and then you're screwed. So I would, you just need more throughput, and the way to gain that, other than spending $1 billion on the build, that's something that I'm thinking about. Nymph, thoughts for more damage?
I mean, he got most of it. Most of it. I think it may be like a different setup kind of deal, because like Blood Mage currently is like not a very good character, not a very good ascendancy. Already saying like instant life loss will give him like a good amount of throughput because of the things. He can consider just running Cast on Ailment instead of Cast on Crit, potentially. But I'm not 100% sure without having played Caster this season, whether that's better.
So my other question is Diala's in cast on crit, is that necessary, or you're lacking support gems on your comment? Do you
I think he's yeah, I think he's just lacking spirit a lot with what I'm saying. Because he's running the body for Blink and stuff
yeah.
as well.
Well, so what I was looking at is on my build, I was looking at the recommended gems on here, and obviously the Cascade might be questionable there, and like I got Pinpoint for Malagaros, but other than this efficiency, it's just pretty much all damage gems versus what we're looking at here with Diala's. I guess +1 level is reasonable to Comet, so it could be a fair amount of damage. I just, I don't know.
I think that Comet does no damage. Like it has like 1 damage support, 1.5 damage support at best.
Yeah.
I think it actually does like fuck all.
Well,
Because it needs all this efficiency, but like
he's got the
at this point I
+9
would
from spell skills from the fork, so he's getting spell skills, right? He's got the +9 there. He's got 4 here. Obviously, the ring is incredible.
yeah, but like but like he's like 2 of his links is effectively, oh yeah, I need to sustain it via like less cost. Zenith, I'm pretty sure like does check all like half the time because like his mana is probably like will drop it like 90%. The Torment does more damage sometimes.
So, and then we're back to the conversation about this ring with the mana cost efficiency, because if you're able to drop Zenith for a support gem here, then, just for straight damage, then that's, one of your options. Also, I don't know as far as like Blood Mage mana sustainability, but if you're triggering enough comets, I've dumped 10,000 mana pools in less than seconds. Like, I don't know what feeling like 5,000 mana pool is necessarily like doing for you. Like I just it feels like it's not enough. So the other part, and this is probably an expensive option, but do blood mages ever play communion? That's my question to you.
No, because all their spells cost life. So if you play communion, you need to be able to cast it
Yeah.
at the same time. And if you're casting this with like low life, you will die if you don't have any redirects.
So the other part with the tree, your comet is obviously it's primarily a cold damage skill. So the one part that I don't think I see is the cold ignore node, and you're in the range of the cold ignore node, and you might not know this. But you need to pick this up like immediately. A lot of this is a problem because what you're doing is you put your Rekiatas in your spark. So your comet is getting eaten by the entirety of the res. So all you have to do is roll all res on the map and hit a rare with some runes that give them all res, which a lot of them freaking do. And then all of a sudden, not only is your comet having issues with adaptation, but you're not ignoring freaking resistances. And because I'm assuming you're getting infusions for Cold Spark one way or another, because I haven't played Blood Mage, but I can't imagine that you're just doing it with regular freaking Spark. So if your Spark is freezing the enemies and the comments are dropping on their head, that's usually a lot of the engine for Cast on Crit Comet. And not having ignoring non-negative Ellie res on your main damage skill that doesn't have Rakiatas in it, I think is trolling. Like not having this node and not having this node, I think is absolutely selling the farm, especially in expeditions, and especially because there's enough information about it being there's enough information about this working, Rekiata working first. I'm getting an error for an encoder on the stream, so I'm wondering if you guys are lagging.
It looks okay for me.
All right,
I did find like an insane grave right now. He has control chaos and the
Yeah.
preceding nodes. If you can see it on the tray.
Boys, I need to change the encoder for the stream. I'm gonna click stop for like 2 seconds. Stay in chat. It's gonna come right back. Give me like literally 2.5 seconds, okay?
Oh wow, it will kill YouTube.
Won't it restart the same stream or no?
I don't think so.
No, it's not over. I'm literally gonna restart the stream after changing the encoder. It's literally nothing to it. Yep. I'll be right back, boys. All right. You should be getting short but fun. LOL. Okay. So let's see if can you check YouTube for me and make sure.
Oh, sure. Give me 1 second. You are live.
Okay.
Yes.
And is it on the same one? And is it with all the same?
I don't
viewers?
think so.
Lovely.
Somebody says it didn't change anything, so I think it's okay then.
Well, I guess we'll
Alright.
see. But this is with a better encoder, so it was
Okay.
giving me an error for like drop frames and stuff, so I'm just making
Alright.
sure.
Alright, if you want to quickly finish yapping about, I have two problems with this build still.
I'm
Number
that's
one
it.
is
I'm done. You go ahead.
okay. So there's a control. So he has a control chaos. He has control chaos. Taken. It's like on the top right of the build. Show that node on your stream, so we know. So you can see it.
Top right node where?
It's it's a branch that goes like to the bottom, but it's on the top right, effectively.
All right, direct my mouse. Is it this one?
It's a mini 3-point cluster. I don't see. Yeah, that one. He has this one. He has this one taken for his jewel, but if you check the node before, it gives him volatility
Okay.
on kill,
Mm-hmm.
and volatility on kill explodes for fist damage on you. So that just So he's just actively grieving himself because like if he just kills shit, he will just at some point explode for 3,000 fist damage for no reason.
Interesting. Yeah, I've never seen anybody take this.
This node is like insane grave because like you just take 3,000 damage for free. Like why would you? Also, my second question is like, why the fuck are we using Sands of Silk? Like the unique body armor. Like why would you? Why would he ever want to use that?
Blink, I'm guessing.
I don't understand.
Well, I mean, it's
Yeah, but
probably just
like
blink.
yeah, but like the problem is like I check his things. He has fucking things like Remnant of Kalgor, and he's like, and he runs like some really expensive stuff like Hate Declaration. He could just run Blink naturally without it. He
Well,
doesn't need a body that gives him 60 spirit. If he wants 60 spirit, he could just run a Vile Robe instead.
well, that's the other part is Vile Robes have 60 spirit on them, and if you really wanted to get frisky, you can literally just put this, right? You could do something like this on a Vile Robe. Let's find one of the nicer ones that we have, like percent spirit and flat spirit or percent mana spirit. Like there's a bunch of things that you could do in a Vile Robe. If you didn't really want the mana, you could go flat spirit ES like this, for example, and there's a obviously reservation efficiency. This is piss easy to craft. Like the expensive part is getting this. Everything else is like just really real easy. It's the same craft as the freaking feathered raiment that we've done for 2 freaking days. So and if you obviously if money's an issue, you could do this on a 2-socket like I did. I mean, I put this shit together for like 60 div, and for this build, it's literally nothing. So you got options as far as gaining more spirit and slotting your blink, and adjusting the things. But I do think you're giving up a lot of defensive stats there. So that portion does make sense to me.
If you want to blink with your second weapon set, what you effectively have to do is raise shield and then just start blinking. There's like nothing else you can do with that. Because since they changed blink in like 0.2 like this, you just have to deal with the fact if you want to do it this way.
So we got
Also, I don't understand why he's taking blood transfusion to even make his like life cost even worse.
blood
But it's just
transfusions.
ridiculous.
Which one is that?
It's a cluster on the very left when he goes like around the corner. On the very left. Like top left.
Yeah,
Like yeah, he gains like some life recovery, but he basically just transforms like all his costs into like thingy magic. I think like his mana cost is like fine. We can get like mana cost reduction like pretty easily, but getting life cost reduction is kind of fucking shit, and he just ramps up his life cost. So I don't know how he wants to sustain like any of this at all.
Oh, and that's a lot of spell cost converted to life cost.
It is a lot, yeah.
Oh. Which explains to me why you feel like you're sustaining your mana, because if you're converting 50% of your mana cost to life and then you're complaining about life cost, it's the same as having mana cost efficiency. And
Well, I'm assuming he's complaining about it. I don't think he've ever said it directly.
I think he did, where the hardest mobs show up and then he doesn't have enough life to sustain the stuff. So I think there was a conversation about that. But I hope this gives you at least some form of ideas. So look into body armor, look into rings. Obviously, getting the 6-socket, it is expensive as hell. But retooling the tree is probably an even bigger thing that we need. So I would look at those things. So
ultimately, just look at Fabgan, what he is doing with what he did with his blood mage. I think that's like pretty close.
I think that is a solid recommendation across the board, because for all of people's like Fabgun is obviously really good at the game, and he is going to be figuring out ways of making sure that this shit works. So just be aware.
Unfortunately, even his like blood mage looked like sketchy to as hell for me. So like, I would probably try something with like the new the divinity amulet, but like then you fucking DPS goes down. So like, yeah.
Yeah, Jorg says that he runs normal blink and blink chest on regular maps, so that is obviously possible. I'm just mute the tab. Fair enough. I don't know where the tab mute button is, but I will look at all of that.
You right click on the tab.
Very nice.
Like on the tab, it's
got
on
it.
the tab itself on the top. Okay.
Yeah, you're delayed, so.
Yeah.
A Biggie, thank you very much for the Prime sub. I appreciate you. Pubgun's Blood Mage's bait, I think it's possible. Tom and I are cooking up something for me with Temporalis for this build, so I'm gonna be looking at a bunch of things, and we're gonna take Otter's build and we're gonna Temporalis it. Since Otter won't do Temporalis, I probably will do Temporalis. I'm not going to do it. Holy shit, my man. Thank you very much for the 5 gifted. I appreciate you. And Tom is officially subscribed because he's a poor ass himself and cannot afford a sub. Very nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Are we
thank
poor
you so
shaming
much.
people now?
Tom, no, listen, we're shaming Tom for any and everything we possibly can. So, Tom specifically is targeted. The rest of you guys are awesome. I'm still dog shit at the game, but you may be significantly better. Hey man, I appreciate you. Stick around the Discord because there's a lot more stuff to come. It's not, this is meant to be educational stuff, and it's not just for the crafting and the builds and everything else. There's a lot of things that we are looking at. The speedrunning bits, as annoying as it sounds, and like being better at campaign is where a lot of people struggle and have issues. So if I can spend a little bit of time and make you guys just like 30-40% better at campaign, which is not even that hard, it's gonna improve your life so much. Ex Brago, good evening guys. Where's the link to Twitch? Twitch is very, very, very hard. It's the Twitch itself is just that. There you go. I sent you a link to Twitch. Exclamation mark ban at Keesun Live. That's why you don't have mods. Let's go figure that the whole bulge business out. Listen, stop with the red veil layouts. You don't have to stop. You're fine. Brother May asks, what's the most important gear part of Druid for damage? Talisman, right? Well, it depends on what Druid, right? If you're doing attack Druid, then yeah, of course, Talisman. But if you're doing Spellcaster Druid, then it's not so simple. Then it's spell levels. So I would, cautionary. Hey, is it possible for you to review my Ice Shot Deadeye tree? Absolutely. Join the Discord. Post it in build chat. We are literally going through build help one by one by one. And
I think we need to speed up. There's like a huge queue.
I'm telling you, bro. So I was worried about not having enough shit to do. We're going through these builds.
Oh my
that's
god,
funny.
it's not like our crafting stream is stalling forever.
This is prime stall content. Listen, but there's a lot of people are learning from this. Even if you're like just looking at random stuff and not paying attention or half paying attention, thank you very much. The thing is, you'll at least pick up the different builds of what people are wearing and what to craft for and whatever else. Okay, what the hell am I looking at? Level 99 Spirit Walker with this is okay. Your damage is in the second one. It's attack speed, attack speed spear. Yes. I know better than that. Yes. I was like, what am I looking at? But yeah, okay, fair, very fair, very fair. The taming, absolutely. This is a Twister build. I love me some Twister builds. Twister builds are awesome. Okay, so max life on a Bloodstone, hate this. I mean, Trinity on an Absent, gold with rarity. Do you really need the 21 attributes on there? ES is fine. Rarity, fine. Life, I'm not excited about that. The attributes is just like crit chance, crit bonus, anything to that end. Spirit if you need it. Obviously, you don't need it because you've opted for almost no Spirit because Twister doesn't really need literally much of anything. It's a fantastic build. You're also playing it on a Spirit Walker, which is like the safest option out of all of them. But if you really want to like take Twister to the moon, end game specifically, I'd recommend Prod Speed with Abyssal Lich. That thing is absolutely nutty. Prada 787 Prada has ridiculous stuff on the Abyssal Lich. If you're playing Twister and you want to know how to take it to the absolute moon, Abyssal Lich is just bonkers. But don't love the amulet here. Now, the other part, you know, there's nothing to like terribly gripe about the ring. If you need the res, you need the res. But I just fail to see how you need the res when you're using like 2 uniques. You know what I'm saying? And like everybody's using a belt. So this should be a gold ring. There's no world in which that's not a gold ring. Like, what are you using these stats for? You got mana per enemy killed, that could be a res. Okay. That immediately makes this a gold ring. So basically that mana per enemy killed could be rarity that you could have had on the implicit on the ring. So like not picking up that rarity feels really bad. You got double rarity on the helmet, so obviously you know the value of rarity. You got rarity on your boots, so very good. Life ES, it's not on the best base. These rolls on Cold and Fizz are extremely low. Like you got the proj and rarity, but it looks like you just ran out of steam on the gloves. And I'm pretty sure you want proj speed on here because like proj speed is amazing on Twister in general. So I would love to see this be 2 tier 1 flats and proj speed, or a tier 1 flat and proj speed, proj damage. And instead of that mana per enemy killed, slam a freaking Hysteria on this thing, bro. Well, I guess probably don't do it right now because it's only a 1 in 3. But the mana per enemy killed should be crit damage, just FYI. It could be a res, but it should be crit damage bonus with the Hysteria essence.
One thing, he's overcapped by like 16 all stats.
So
No, all reses. So
on the reses or on the
reses, he's like
attributes?
60 on the reses. He's like overcapped by like 60 on all 3 of them because of the bismuth, most likely.
Yeah, gold sulfur bismuth. I don't think you need this. I don't think you need double sulfur. But I mean, sure. I see it. There might be an argument for silver. There might be an argument for diamond.
I think silver is much better because that's basically his movement speed since he's using Whirling Sash to move.
He definitely doesn't need, he definitely does not need Quicksilver, but I would probably look at silver. I don't know that we necessarily need the bismuth in there. Like you already have, okay, let's pretend this is a unique item because your suffixes are spoken for damage. So you got 1, 2, 3 uniques. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 items to drop as much juice into it as possible. And like I get that you're converting everything to chaos res and you chaos capping, and good on you for that, but I don't think you need bismuth. I think you're mismanaging some of your stats. And missing this is obviously like missing the suffix there is kind of that just feels bad. And you can afford good stuff, like you got cat on there, so like obviously you got some money. So you got crit chance, crit bonus with spears, and effective suffixes, and maximum energy shield. So I guess the fact that it's a diamond is just for the maximum energy shield or putting crit bonus on spears. Honestly, this could have been a time lost. This could have been a sapphire with crit chance, crit bonus, and either a mana on kill or something if you need it, or a time lost with crit chance, crit bonus, effective notables. So as far as where the effective notables goes, I think these nodes kind of suck for you, so it is really hard to make use of a time loss on a Twister, but people still do manage. I would do some research on PoE Ninja, like literally go up here into builds, look at Twister people just to get some ideas, because Twister can be played in a variety of different ways. I need to see your support gems and the tree, so obviously Twister's Garcon. Did you reach your 50% crit chance on the are you 50% on your crit before Gargons? Did you cap it?
I mean he might. He's using an ordained, and that just like 13% base crit. It's very likely that he hits 50% with what he has.
Yeah, with 13%, I can't imagine that you haven't hit So the support gems for Twister. Am I losing my mind? Hello, Twister. There we go. Deliberation, project acceleration. Sure, fair enough. Thank you very much. Appreciate the follow. Yeah, massively overcapped. If you read the message I put in Discord with the link, I don't know how to check how much I'm overcapped. So what you do to check how much you're overcapped is you'll unfortunately have to learn a whole other tool, which is like learning basically web development next to your Path of Exile game. I'm obviously exaggerating a little bit, but you want to learn what path of building, how that works. Streamer that I recommend for that is FG Corbin 21. He does a lot of Monk gameplay and he does Twister gameplay too, and he's got POB. So if you can take down FG Corbin 21, he does POB tutorials. Now, obviously, they are annoying and hard to do, so he might not do one immediately on you asking, but if you hang out in his chat enough, you either catch one or he'll do one, and then that'll work. So POB is basically a calculator tool where you could see all of your conditionals and everything else, and then you can have a preset that you just plug your stuff into, you port all your gear into it, and if you build the preset once, that's it. You never have to mess with it again. You could just port your gear into it, look at it, and go, oh, I'm at 58% crit. I can dump some, blah, 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 and then be done.
Or you just take our counts off your skill, check the crit rate, and just in reverse calculate how much you have because you have a base crit rate you can work off.
I mean, there's definitely like a lot of mathing that can be done, but I feel like to me, I'm like number stupid, so I hate Garcons and Twisters. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, you know, I don't have an opinion on that. Fair enough though, dude. To me, I absolutely despise having to like sit there and math stuff out manually. I'm like, listen, I just want to play my video game. Like, do we really need to have a PhD in mathematics to play PoE? And I know that the answer is yes, but not for freaking crit chance. Like, come on, man. So to me, my thought is get POB, slap your stuff in there. And I think that Valentine did make a great point over in Twitch chat, just going, hey, just download POB, import your character over, and look at it. The only thing that you should do, if you do that, just even like without a straight up long tutorial, is go to config settings in POB and like look at things like, is the enemy blinded? Is the enemy maimed? Have I crit recently? Stuff like that. Just check off whatever your build does do, and just so you could see. It's snapshots for the entire barrage. Yeah, so I guess if you low roll on Garocons, then you're just screwed. Can we not get the POB link?
We may need to move on. You still have quite a bit to go.
Yes, we do. But you know, I just want to make sure we got quality stuff. People are like, this is just literally a website stream. I want to see this portion, and obviously you guys know that I love to yap. I always recommend these, especially if you're doing Archon's thing. Like, not picking up this crit bonus for like 5 points or something is actively griefing, by the way. Like, that's so much damage, and when it gets multiplied by Garcons, it's so bad not to have that. So in one way or another, and you're already in the area, I would figure out a way to get the Throat Seeker. Like, that's just so much crit bonus not to take. But yeah. Knowing how to POB also lets you check if gear's an upgrade. Yes, POB has a gear system. All right, I hope this was relatively helpful. Let me know if you've got questions. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Holy shit. You weren't kidding when you said we have a lot. Stream lagging, or is it me? I think it's stream lagging. I got a message about encoders again. So the other thing that happens with stream is like when the game's shader cache overflows, then the stream starts having a problem with encoders because, you know, PoE this league is incredibly optimized and great. So you should be better.
You could just close the game. Your fucking website streamer anyway.
I did close the game.
Okay.
You guys should be better now.
It looks fine for me.
Yeah, I mean, chat usually takes a second to catch up, but yeah, that was shader overflow on PoE. That's what happens. Is Jewel worth crafting or buying is just better, cheaper? So the thing with jewels is they are tough to craft because like they're an easy craft sequentially, but if you don't hit on your Omen of Light, you're just cooked. All right, we got another Eventide Monk. Let me just make sure that we are more or less caught up on chat. Prod speed and or crit damage. It's a Garcon build. Diamond is crit chance, right? Not damage, correct. And I'm overcapped on crit chance because of Garcons. Yeah. I don't know that you needed the extra diamond. Fix gloves. Yes, fixing gloves is definitely an important thing for you. Picking up crit cluster right there is an important thing for you. Doing better bases on these are important. I think that's about it there. Considering, you know, I don't know about arguments for jewel sockets, but I think you have enough just to have an idea. So we got ourselves another Eventide Monk. So the first thing I'm checking is for your staff, and you have +5 to melee skills, and you have crit bonus, but you don't have crit chance. Sorry. What are we doing?
I mean, isn't he running double counts?
That would be an even worse proposition. Running Garcons and a monk.
I mean, if he does, I mean, if he doesn't have like
He's
enough
not.
crit, but
He's
like
not running
but I don't see
Garcons.
it.
Yeah, he's
Well,
not running Garcons. So, like, house is on fire. Not having base crit on your melee weapon, especially when you can afford this belt, this is a problem. You need to have crit chance on here. Like, you have +1 suffix just so you can have onslaught. Yeah,
he said he's capped.
you
On
are
Shattering
capped on
Palm.
Shattering Palm, but when we so how are you capping it with Shattering Palm? Like, where are you sacrificing stuff? If I get $1 for every time Keeson said something about Garcons and a monk build, I have $20. Yeah, absolutely. Garcon is awful on monks. I hate it. So either way, the thing with having this base crit on here is when you get to 20% crit, you get to drop points. Like, you could drop crit chance there, you could drop crit chance there, you end up being able to convert points into better stuff. Like, having plus to crit is very, very efficient. I tried Garcons on mine and felt I was doing less damage. Yeah, that's exactly why I hate Garcons on monk. You can just crit cap so easily. You have base crit on here and you have base crit on here. I want to know how you're crit capping on freaking Shattering Palm, because I don't see it. You don't have a crit booster on here, right? You have a less base crit than we had last league. You're not clicking crit nodes here. So I want to know in what world you are crit capped on Shattering Palm. Like, what is making you crit cap on Shattering Palm? I think something is lying to you.
He does have the glove with like
A lot of
flat
quality plus
crit,
charge
but
regulation, pro less base from the gloves. He's like, I'm checking it. No, I mean, listen, if the game's telling you crit cap, then bless. Like, it's cool. I don't know. I still would want it for dropping of the, like, you have a lot of crit chance on jewels. I suppose there's that. So, that's it's kind of one of those things that's like, fine. I believe it, especially because you picked up all this crit chance, but it looks terrible. Maybe it's not as bad as I originally thought, but the we could live with this. This has got good base damage, and if you're captain your Shattering Palm, this is like good enough. So we'll let it go. We'll give you that one. Cold damage percent on the ring is a question mark. Cold damage mana and cold damage. What's the thought process on just cold damage and nothing else? Is this for like because you're having a cold staff? I don't understand why this is not triple. I don't understand why this is not triple flats on here. Like rarity is the suffix in here, so you got guys, where do you submit builds? Discord. Cold damage is for Eventide Petals. Do you need cold damage for Eventide Petals? Like, is this line super necessary? Because what I'm wondering is, like, is this not better just to give you straight up flat attack damage so you can pick up more damage? Because even Eventide Petal builds, I don't really see. I mean, the mana is obviously atrocious for this, especially because you're going mana. You're copying a ring with mana on there. What the heck you need mana as a monk for? I don't know, but like, just no. 60% cold modifiers, fine, but I can't stand it. I would rather have triple flats, triple res, or triple flats, 2 res, 1 attack on a 60 breach ring. If you showed me that, I'd be like super happy with it. Without that, I'm just scaling it with like 3 nodes, so I have to. Well, the thing is, everything that says attack damage, well, no, because petals are not attacks. Correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't actually played petals. Let me look at your... So, Midnight Zenith. Yeah, correct. I'm looking at the right thing.
Thanks for the raid. Thanks for the raid.
Thank you very much for... Wow, Kinto Gap is raiding with a party of 18. I appreciate you. Thank you very, very, very much. Welcome, raiders. We are doing a... So we technically have the game built, like the game is open. We have not moved from this spot the entire time. Today we are what Corbin calls a browser stream, and we've been looking at everybody's builds, and we are like 7 down. There's like 7 more to go, so hang out with us, guys. What? I like the crafting clinics. Yes, I appreciate you. Look, the thing is it's not even a crafting clinic, it's a build clinic. We haven't crafted shit. We have not used a single Chaos Orb today. We were just chilling. 18 quadrillion viewers, welcome. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I really don't like this. I don't like the percent cold. I'm gonna stand on this. I don't like the mana. I think you need a new ring like yesterday. I'd love to see you have triple element on this. At least fizz cold and rarity on the prefix. I hate this. I hate this with all fibers of my being. This is just
San just is saying that that the eventide stuff is more for conduit. So
yeah,
scaling it does nothing.
Kisan is stalling because he doesn't want to chaos spam a piece of gear for the 1000th time. For sure. Somehow I can't send messages in any chat in Discord. What the heck? You don't have enough rights to send messages in this channel. More correct. What you need to do is you need to go to the welcome channel. And yes, I did translate from Russian to English on hand, because I'm not gonna read out in Russian what he typed out. But trust me, bro, that's what he typed. What you need to do is you need to go to the welcome channel, and you need to go and click on the check mark, and it'll give you access to all the channels. So just go to welcome and click it, and that's it. The real crafting was the builds we shat on along the way. That's hilarious.
Okay, I will just interrupt here and just say, you can work off the queue. I will not be working off the queue, so you can stall forever if you like.
You can go to sleep, bro. We're chilling.
Yeah,
listen.
I will. That's why you're playing. I'm going to sleep. They can just enjoy yourself and yourself truly.
That's funny.
And you're stalling.
Nothing tells you that you need to work for the queue. I'm not even stalling is the thing. I just said, listen, I'll look at builds. Then there's 15 builds to look at. What the hell am I gonna do? Tell them no? Let's put Chaos Orbs onto fucking Vile Robes? Fuck that.
What
Who
you gonna
wants
do
to
if
see
you have
that?
like 10 times your viewers? You're gonna fucking be like, oh yeah, I wanna craft, and then watch like 20 fucking builds in like 2 seconds?
Well, listen, chat,
Alright.
chat.
Alright.
Here we go. Since Nymph is an asshole, I love you, Nymph. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a poll, and I'm not gonna forget what this is. So here's what I need you to do, and we're gonna give YouTube a little bit of time to catch up. What I need from you guys is a 1 in the chat if we're continuing with the builds, and I'm gonna need 2 in the chat if we're moving on to crafting, and democracy wins. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take a smoke break. You guys go 1s and 2s. We're gonna tile them up afterwards. 1 is continue with the builds. 2 is be done with the shit and go craft. Okay? Okay, I'll be back, chat. 5 minutes.
Is he gone? He's gone. Alright, quick. He's a crafting streamer, guys. If you make him craft, he will share all his tags, and then you can just steal, gobble and steal all his stuff. So, like, come on. If you make him just review builds, like, other people can do it too, and he does it, like, in his off time when he's, like, not streaming. He's only doing some crafting stuff on stream, so just join his stuff. Look, he roasted your ring harder than I can, like... Don't make me do that. You know all your stacks. Oh yeah, surely you will know all your stacks. Surely. We don't need joinking, we need the build. Oh yeah, wow. You need builds. Man. The PoB stream is so exciting, don't you think? I guess it is for some. But have you seen the fucking queue? There's like, I think 10 new builds in the fucking build in the channel. I don't think he's ever getting through that today. Let's say we already know what he's doing. I guess we already know what he's doing. I guess it's also just stalling. I guess it is what it is. Unfortunately, I'm like way too tired to have any good commentary, so you are not getting anything from me. Maybe on a Sunday when we have like some actual EU times, not dead in the night EU times. I mean, I enjoy the vibing too. Like, I honestly don't give a shit about here. But let's see, like, how long he's gone, so maybe we can get him cancelled real quick. Or I can get him cancelled real quick. Where he's gone. Just don't tell him what happened doing when he wasn't here. I'm from EU, basically, from Austria, so it's like 4 a.m. right now. I should really be in bed. Let's see. I'm not a streamer, but hi. I'm playing PoE2 and whenever you get a mage platform. You best get it for buying it. It's a super rare drop. It's a chase. It's a chase item that generally a lot of people are working like in entire leagues for. So you just need to play the game effectively and just slowly work towards your things, and then it will, once you know better about it, you will have it as one of your goals effectively.
And Bailey like fucked on. Oh, I wish. It would be
All right.
amazing. Oh,
We
holy shit, he's back. Run, guys! Run, guys!
run.
Ah!
We don't need yoinking. We need builds. Buy nymph. You want good power belt right now. Headhunter is generally cheap. Okay, so we got a bunch of ones on Twitch. We got Handy not wanting to do it, and we got Patty not wanting to do it. Okay. We got a lot of people with ones. YouTube is exclusively ones, except 1, 3. I don't care. I like both. So here's what I will say. We're going to have to continue with the builds, obviously, because democracy and people that voted said we're continuing. So we're going to continue. We're going to catch up on chat. I'll yap with you guys for a little bit, and then we'll continue with this, and I'll try to speed it up a little bit and just give the meat and potatoes and try to get snappy, because we got a backlog of like eight builds. Here's what I will tell you, those of you that are discouraged by the builds. The reason that this is set up, and like I put the Discord and I put the build and the content that we produce in a particular fashion for you guys, like, it's not an accident that there's a speedrunning section, that there's a crafting section, and that there's a build sections, because all three of them are going together. All three are facets with which you get better at the game. We look at a bunch of different builds, and we look at what people are wearing, and we look at what advice I'm giving them, and then guess what? You're starting in your head to pick up knowledge. Oh, he said something about monks. I don't play monk, but they want crit damage on the staff, and they want attack on the end up. And then you start picking up stuff for different builds. And then when you see an item where then you'll recall and like, oh, that was a good item. I bet I could craft that. Or I remember blood mages are wearing this, this, and this, but they're always having a unique in whatever slot, or like, you know, monks are running Eventide pedals, so amulets with melee skills aren't a huge deal because everybody's playing melee with monks, so maybe I should stay away from the amulets. So this will give you an idea of how to shape your crafting. Thank you for the follow, by the way. This will give you an idea of how you're looking at your crafting ideas, at the items that you're building, at what stats are important. So this is general osmosis knowledge. This is like eating your veggies is what this is. And you know, if it gets too boring, just tell me. We are not a train. We can always change. If you guys are like, thank you very much for the submarinos, I appreciate you. Holy shit, man, you did not have to do that. Thank you very much for the prime, Johnny. Thank you, David, for the 10. You guys are freaking amazing. W's in the chat for David and Johnny, please. You guys are fantastic. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The point being is this is all designed for your help. Like, if you sit through enough of the builds and you genuinely try to look at stuff and go, oh, I wonder why he's giving this advice, it'll get you better knowledge of the game for builds that you're not playing. These are live viewers builds and suggestions on how to improve them. And guess what? When you have to improve something, there's going to be crafting knowledge that goes through it. So this is useful info either way. So I appreciate y'all. You guys are fantastic. So Nymph was telling you guys to yoink his strats, right? How do I get more mana as a mana stacker converting ES to mana? It's very simple. You just find the lines that say mana and you click on those lines. What's the funny looking amulet in this PoE ninja? This is Eventide petals. This is what gives monks the one tap clear for on their shattering palm. Basically what you do is Eventide petals gives you this midnight zenith skill, and without like going too deep into it, basically when you crit with other stuff and you kill targets or you hit powerful targets, which I presume are just rare monsters and unique monsters. I don't know if rares count into this because I haven't played Eventide Petals, but I understand what it is conceptually. They create ice crystals near the target. The ice crystals explode, which will then kill stuff, which will trigger Herald of Ice, which will crit and trigger more stuff. So it's like a Herald chain, essentially. So it's like a poor man Olna tolls, basically, give or take. You sack an, or maybe it's even a little bit different. Maybe it's not necessarily poor man's, but Yeah. How is the Eventide build in Juiced Expedition? I don't know. I haven't ran it, but at first glance, I would say you need it Omega Juiced to be workable, because Eventide is a clear build. Like, there were people that were having issues with 200% Delirium until they dunked mirrors into it. I would be very, very careful, because even like a juiced up Adonia is going to be struggling in very juiced expeditions, because you have to solve for a lot of things, and you can't, you can only put Recchiatos on one of these things. So at least you have the heavy frost node, so that's very, very nice. Anyway, that's what we got on Eventide. I really struggle. You were roasting my ring. Yes, we're going to go through this. So, and you're doing the 17 mod expedition. So there we go. Shattering Paw makes ice explosions off your targets. Midnight Zenith makes more targets. So more targets, more explosions. Yeah, there you go. Good explanation. Leveling to 100 in there. Clear fully juiced expedition. 3x2 mod tablets. Very nice. Okay, so the viewers are saying that it doesn't struggle at all, so I would try it. I am actually, upon seeing this, I'm kind of tempted to look at Eventide Petals for myself and see how my monk does it, but I also need to play a bow character, and I'm trying to turn the Adonia's character into a Temporalis mage with Adonia's, so there's a lot of things that are happening. Wait, I saw a 360% Tenebrous Ring on trade a few days ago. Is this Eventide Petals what it's for? Just stacking Crystal Life like crazy? I actually don't know. I think Chatters will answer that for you, and I'll relay that. 360% cold resistance. Not sure why I dropped that part. To be honest with you, I'm not familiar. Once somebody answers in chat, I will tell you, or they could just tag you, because I don't know entirely everything. So chest piece is fine. The headpiece is fine. This is fine. The debuffs. So here's the thing with the debuffs expiring you 87% faster. I don't know if you know the formula for that. I'm assuming you probably don't, because the way that debuffs work with the expiring 87% faster, this does not take a 5-second chill and make it less than a second. The way this works, debuffs on you expire 87% faster, is it's a 1 plus the number formula. So it's essentially 1 over 1 plus this. So 87% makes stuff expire not exactly twice as fast, but like 1.87% as fast, if that makes sense. So like a 5-second chill is going to go to like 3 seconds. So it's not completely trivializing stuff, but it's definitely making it's definitely making something, but it's not like end all be all. So I wouldn't necessarily over index on having the debuffs expire on you faster, and especially with the ES recharge rate. I don't know if you have suffix pressure of any kind. You got Jade, Gold, Silver, so you're not running Bismuth. You got enough res. Assuming that you're res capped, I don't see this as a problem, but you do basically have 2 more or less dead suffixes on here. I want to know which legacy are you using? Are you using a legacy? If you're not using a legacy, then I want to know why you're not using a legacy, because I don't see one in here, and I don't see one in your rune slots. So the legacy I would recommend to you for expeditions is going to be Wanderlust. It is 300 divs, but Wanderlust is insane on monks. I love it. I cannot get enough of Legacy of Wanderlust. If I didn't have to run Life Spree on the caster, I would run Wanderlust. It just being immune to slows, and it doesn't just mean like slows as in the stuff that makes you slower. That counts for chill, that counts for action speed reduction, that counts for temp bubbles, it counts for everything. So Wanderlust is absolutely insane. That is probably one of my most favorite things to come out of this patch. What is the Discord? The Discord is in my Twitch description. The Discord is on every single YouTube video. There's just an invite to the Discord. Just click on my profile, click on it, and go there. When you get there, on the welcome screen, make sure in the welcome channel that you click the check mark. That's our bot protection. Once you click the check mark, it'll give you access to all the channels. I guess I'm using that legacy and replacing my boot stuff with the remaining res that I need. So what I would recommend you do with that legacy is slap that into your boot slot on your meridians, because I see you're taking meridians. Mine is in the meridian, so that's probably. I thought Wanderlust works only for movement speed. Incorrect, sir. Let me show you something. This is gonna absolutely explode your thinking about Wanderlust. You see this? Does this say movement anywhere on the screen? Because your attack and cast speed is also speed. So this works on everything. Chill does not affect. Like, anytime you've been hit by a freaking mob in an expedition, and then you try to Falling Thunder and you're in the motion, that shit doesn't happen with Wanderlust, by the way. I don't have any commands set up, buddy. I'm sorry. I will eventually. I swear to God. I started streaming 4 days ago, you guys. I'm working on some of the things. I definitely don't have commands. I will. I promise you. I'll set up Discord. I'll probably set up YouTube and Twitch as commands. I think YouTube doesn't even have commands that I could do, realistically speaking. But yeah. Crystallized immunities works, so that's definitely nice. That is absolute chill as well. There we go. Somebody in Discord just got their first craft following the guides, so that is fantastic. That is good news for everybody. It's the best. Yeah, highly, 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 highly recommend Legacy of Wanderlust. Absolutely insane as an item. For the most part, I don't have any issues with anything. I still think on the crit. Think on the crit, and if anything, attack speed. And then I don't imagine you need any sort of power charges on here. You're getting 30 to all attributes. I would put Onslaught in here and go, you know, that Onslaught and stun buildup is a waste. This is a 5-mod staff on 2 sockets, by the way. You could go 3-socket staff, crit chance, crit damage, freeze up some points. It'll give you more flexibility. Yes, you're capped, but I think I would like to see you on a more standardized quarterstaff, 3 sockets, +5 crit. I mean, if you don't want to spend on the +5 crit, shit, get +4.5, whatever. I won't complain. But you have crit damage bonus, which is fantastic, and you have +5 melee skills. In my experience, Eventide players want attack skills over melee for Herald of Ice and whatnot, because you end up doing so much damage with your main attacks that it's not even a huge deal. The other part is, for your single target, I would recommend the switch from Tempest, Hollow Resonance, Swirling, all that stuff. I would slot in Falling Thunder. Falling Thunder is absolutely a ridiculous bonking skill. You can put the Breach Lord's Amalgam Gem into it, which is going to make all the proj go out like it normally does and then return back to you, so it's essentially double damage on Falling Thunder. And if you put power charges on the gloves or Onslaught, or however, if you solve for power charges in any capacity, Falling Thunder is just stupid damage. So that's what I got for you. We are gonna push forward because we got a bajillion builds to cover today. So let me go to the build help, and this was Winter's Requiem. So holy shit, you guys. I appreciate you all. Fury King Shaman build, help feeling stuck with 50 divs to my name. So let's look at our 50 div Shaman build. So, side note, I don't know if the 50 divs is an issue, because I think there's probably, looking at these bases, there might be some knowledge gaps for the game. But some of it is actually money earning issues, I think. To a 50 div build, 50 div is just not a lot this league. Like, if you run 20 Abyss maps and you drop a couple Omens of Light, you know, they're like 7 div a pop. They're not that uncommon. You could literally Alken go with a single Abyss tablet and earn 50 divs in less than a day. So I think some of it is like game knowledge things. If you run some expeditions, you hit one Alder Saga on a 7, and that's like 40 something divines. So like you could easily double your money and you don't even have to juice it to, yeah, lightest 13 divs. There you freaking go. Literally run Abyss or Expedition. You could run Ritual without even the crazy tablets, just putting omens in there. Those omens are like 10 div a piece. Like there's so many earning strategies that you shouldn't have to do this. Fury of the King is like fine. I don't hate it. I don't play a lot of Druid, but you know, obviously expecting you to get a regular basic weapon is not like the end of the world. But not a lot of people choose to run Defiance. Defiance used to be really, excuse me. Defiance used to be really, really nice. It got nerfed. A lot of times you're gonna want melee skills, because I'm assuming you're doing Walking Calamity. Is this mainly just a Calamity build? Is that what you're clearing with? And this is our Elites Shaman. So if you're around, let us know. What's your Discord name? The link doesn't work. My Discord name is just Keeson. I will go find the link for one of you guys. I'm just gonna go to one of my videos and pick this up and put Discord links in chat. I really do need to set up commands for those, but I think on YouTube it's gonna be a little bit harder for you guys. Here you go. Here's the Discord link for those that need it. Discord link is in both chats now, so if anything, if somebody else needs a Discord link, again, just ask them to scroll up. So to that end, I think your help is going to be less build and more money, because there are some basic things, but what I will tell you is 2000 life, minimal energy shield, and stacking armor. Armor is not really very good in the end game. Armor is absolutely busted broken in the campaign, but once you get to end game and things start hitting you really hard, it's really hard to do armor and juice content, especially because you don't really have a really good way to scale your life. So you're like, if you look at your life pool for 2k and your armor, I don't know if you know how the armor formula works, but in the TLDR version of it, is the bigger the hit, the less it mitigates. Armor is amazing against a bunch of small hits, but if something hits you really hard, your armor does almost fuck all to it. So if you're getting hit for like 20k without any serious sources of mitigation, like for you specifically, you get hit for like 5k for something and it's not that uncommon and you're just dead. Like the armor isn't going to do anything for you, even if it's fizz damage. Like compare your 2000 HP pool to like a monk, 6000 on the energy shield. Compare this to a random twister player, which are squishy, 1700 HP, 3k energy shield. Compare this to, like, I'm just clicking on the builds for viewers that we looked at before. Another monk, 1400 HP, 5k energy shield. A caster with 10,000 energy shield. If you look at, like, I'm just clicking on random things right here, right? My monk has 6,000 energy shield. You know, my caster has like 8,000 energy shield. The point being is that you are actively screwing yourself by opting for HP and armor. And I know Druid is not in a place where Druid could really be legitimately playing very well with like evasion energy shield, but you should definitely be going towards the caster portion rather than and hitting the energy shield nodes rather than this. And I'm assuming audio is out. Can you hear me? That kind of link takes you to the website app, Discord app that everyone uses. You can take the link and literally just post that into join a channel. You're good. It was just me. All right, perfect. You could post the invite link, you know, and also if you click it on the website and click join, it'll go to your desktop Discord app. So there's definitely ways to join if you want. If somebody in chat could help him join the Discord, that'd be lovely. I'd appreciate you guys, because if I stop and help him join the Discord, we're going to be derailed for another 10 minutes. So, that is what it is. So, the biggest thing is you got to let me know what survivability issues or what damage issues you're having. It's usually one or the other, or sometimes it's both. But for the most part, I hate to tell you, you got to retool your entire build, but pretty much armor sucks in this game. So the machine is bleeding to death. What are you talking about, Tom? Are you talking about my? Yeah, I think links are automatically stuck. YouTube is good. I can hear you. Fantastic. Hello, sir. Your avatar looks familiar. Is that Kaisa from League of Legends? Me? No, mine is a custom PFP from my Final Fantasy character. I used to do ultimate raids in Final Fantasy, and one of my ultimate raider buddies, she used to be or she probably still is. I don't know. I don't talk to those people anymore, but she used to be a graphic designer, and she drew avatars of all of our characters for all of us, and I just kept it throughout the years. But that is neither here nor there. You put armor applies to elemental damage on boots, for instance, then suddenly you get a huge damage reduction for one mod. You also can use Moria Invictus. I increase my HP from 12k to 44k. Absolutely. Missing the armor applies to elemental damage is very, very important because you have to have that. Obviously, you got 50% elemental here, but there's some that is missing on the boots, and correct me if I'm wrong, that should go on the gloves. Since you are a physical attack build, or, fire in this case, and damage to attacks is important, not having damage on your gloves is criminal, and having the life and mana per enemy killed on these gloves is also criminal. The melee and the fire damage is nice, but you should be putting all damage. And the thing is a lot of things are scaling with attacks. So, like, if you pick up a skill and you look at how it scales, most of it is going to be scaling off of your attack damage. Like, this one just says 423 attack damage. It doesn't say 423 of fire attack damage. It's just all attack damage. So putting stuff like physical and cold, unless something specifically says, hey, deal no non-fire damage, which I don't see anything there at all, that you could put all sorts of flat damage to attacks on there. So, and you're using Fizz and Fire, but I don't know if you're over-indexing on there for specifically. I mean, at least you have life, so that's nice. There are a couple of dead mods on this, namely the Light Radius and the Cast Speed. That doesn't really help you very much. So, solving your resistances with those would be great. Increases and reductions to spell damage applied to attacks could be nice, but I don't know if that's the end-all be-all here. And the scepter is decent. I don't know if you're like super needed on the spirit, but one thing you can consider is gonna be the scepter that does. Somebody messaged me something. Would you say that these boots are good enough for the Wanderlust Legacy, or what would you say? Thank you. Tier 1 socketed crafted. Yes, good enough. And we're going to switch to the caster, and I'm going to give you an option for another scepter that could be really, really good, especially considering you're doing fire damage. This one is not like... this is a pretty strong scepter, and it's not expensive. So this solves res pen immediately and gives you a bunch of extra fire damage, and it's still a scepter, so you're not screwing with your spirits. So just FYI, the Sacred Flame, really, really, really strong, unique. So I would consider looking at that as an option. Because I don't know that the rare scepter is like doing insane amounts for you. So, and I don't know, allies in your presence deal 80% increased damage. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. I'm pretty sure that doesn't apply to you. So I'm pretty sure the scepter's dead, unless there's a line specifically that says damage to allies applies to you. But I don't think that this works. So I think that the scepter's really not doing much for you. So, and the other part is increases and reductions to spell damage applied to attacks. Unless you're picking up a bunch of spell damage on tree, I don't see the insane usage in this. Because you're just picking up 200 energy shield and nothing else. You're taking negative fire res. It's like a one instance. Like, unless you're giga stacking spell damage, I don't love this headpiece. Like, just picking up a rare rare helmet with like reses and life and possibly crit chance if you're playing crit, or just like rarity on there, it's gonna go much further. And obviously, like the stacking of armor, I'm not a huge fan of. So all around, I think it's picking up more damage on the rings. You can keep life, that's fine. Like the fizz and fire, I guess you could. The rings are by far not the worst part, but I think these gloves are just very sad. You have +2 melee and you have fire damage. To me, these look like 2-stack gloves. Like, yes, you're picking up some armor, but I don't know if 600 armor on a scale of 18k is going to be, obviously you have increases to it. So even if it's 2k, I don't think it's that important. Picking up more damage here is important. I think better scepter is important. I think an amulet that actually does something for you. Recovered 27% of missing life is just not really enough on this sort of life pool. If you had like 4k, I could see Defiance, but even still, melee skills, crit chance, crit damage goes on here. You could put increased global armor on there. You could put increased global defenses on there, which counts for armor. There's a lot of things you could do with a rare amulet, not to mention you could put it on like a gold base. So there's a whole lot of different things that you could do. I hope you were taking notes because that was a lot of information all at once. I don't know much about your specific build, but what I can tell you is that Ronaray made a Druid Bear build in 0.4, and I'm pretty sure he updated it to 0.5. So what I need you to do is look at Ronaray's Druids, and generally speaking, Ronaray is really good with these builds. So for you, I recommend going to Ronaray, which spelled like it sounds. Ron, like the name of a dude, and array like a matrix from math. Array. Ron Array is who I want you to look up for some druid builds. Cool. We're going next. I know jewels suck, but anything else? The man's name is Totem. We're running a Zir Splendor. It looks like this is a Plant Daddy type of build. We got Entangle, Thrashing Vines, we got Bone Cage, Thunderstorm. So that's a plant build. Palm of the Dreamer's nice. Fork is 5 socket, not 6. Fine enough. Disdain. Yeah, like, Disdain is fine. I don't hate it. You have, I mean, it's straight up 10%. I'm assuming that node still works for you, the one that says your life cannot be modified while you have energy shield. Yeah, correct. Okay, cool. So that's just straight up 10% damage reduction. Very nice. I don't hate anything here. Super high ES. Okay, cool. The boot base is questionable. You have energy shield on here. My question is, do you need duration or cooldown recovery? Because a 2-socket boot could go really well for that. You got 5% MS, so that would probably be the sacrifice. 10% MS while on low life. I'm assuming you're constantly low life, and I should see Communion in here. Let me Control F Communion. Yep, you got Communion in there. You got Seraphs in there. The other part is like her declaration or whatever that one is. That might be nice for you. So just improving on the gems a little bit. All uniques, obviously you're capped, so that's good enough. I like just about everything on here. I don't know if you need the all res on this base, or if you would rather like playing a gold one. This is just 20 all res. Your fire is tier 2 here, 36. Tier 1 maxed out is going to be 45. So I would probably, that lightning is not perfect. You got cost efficiency of spells, which is great. Double crit, rarity, spell damage, cast speed. Love this ring. This is a fantastic ring. So no complaints there. I don't like the base on the amulet. You got Raven touched on there. You got Barbaric Strength. Sure enough, I don't hate it. There might be a better variant, but I'm not aware of it. Obviously, you already talked about your jewels, +2 to Entangle or +3 to Entangle. If you really want to, you can pick up a 5 mod Heart of the Well. That's not really the craziest thing ever. I mean, the fork is just a universal freaking a universal remote. Really, there's no way of there's nothing like that goes crazy. So let me see about your Thrashing Vine, Zenith, Execute. I'm wondering if there's a better gem than Execute for Vines. 30% more damage with hits against enemies that are low on life, or well, so I guess 30% while you are low on life is fine. So that's fine. We're good because you're playing Communion, so we're chilling with the Execute. That's completely okay. Blind side for crit and crit bonus. I think I would want to see your crit chance, but I can imagine it's probably fine. And since you're on fizz spells, you're finding easy ways to blind. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate you. Applies to your minions, I guess. That's me. Her declaration is there on impurity. Okay, cool. I want an absent amulet for another cast of crit, but expensive, but I still need fire res. Considered casting is good, I guess. 55% crit chance. Yeah, absolutely. And even considering, depending on if you have enough gain sources, casting an elemental ailment over cast on crit could be very interesting. But obviously, you know, it's hard when you're not primarily elemental damage, but you might have enough gain sources for it. I mean, all around pretty solid. I don't have too many complaints about this. I think that's super nice. I don't know that you're like you have insane push potential. I can tell you that Rax plays a lot of Plant Daddy. So I would look at possibly Rax's builds. I don't know if he played at this league, but he definitely plays a lot of plants. I would also think about yeah. So the thing with plants is like the single target is what ends up struggling, so a lot of people kind of run into it. The best thing I could tell you for plants is like go to builds, and this probably applies to any build, but just pull up your skill, search for Thrashing Vines, click the people that are playing Thrashing Vines and look at what they're doing, almost exclusively Abyssal Liches with Pain Attunement, and get some ideas from this. And if you really want to get frisky, sort by DPS and see what the absolute, you know, crazy people are doing, and just like click through it and go, oh, you know, what are they putting? Like similar things to yours, but you know, defensive gloves, sure, focus with all spell skills. These are expensive, by the way. So, you know, then they're looking at like caster modifiers on breach rings quality. They're looking at another cast on crit. They're going more jewels. So, you know, then you just kind of get yourself ideas off of Ninja, and then that'll kind of give you better setups for plants. So you have an idea. I hope this was helpful. Yeah, his druid version is solid too. I started with the Dead Rabbit build. Yeah, that's the other thing is like Dead Rabbit plays a lot of caster, so he's always good. 200% daily juice breaches is when the Plant Daddy fell off. That sounds believable. Killer Canuck says trying to get into crafting, but there are so many places to start and so much costs involved that it feels overwhelming. Any tips on where to start? Playing a Stormweaver zapping build. My build needs a lot of work, and I was hoping to craft improvements to it. Starting crafting is really hard. I would go through a bunch of the videos and try on the small stuff, and the best thing I could tell you is earn as much money as you can, and then towards your end league, when you don't care about money, just play around with stuff. And you don't necessarily need it to sell, but you just need to kind of get a feel for what works. The other part is Craft of Exile is a free crafting tool where you could just click stuff on things and not spend any of your own money for it if you like simulators. Craft of Exile is a really fantastic simulator, and then seeing weights on PoEDB is also a really, really good way of like telling what's what. So I would start with those tools. Getting into crafting is a little bit challenging. So just, you know, good luck, Exile, is really all that I could tell you. We are looking at a Deadeye Spear build, which is our Twister. A big fan of the body armor. You got the unique setup, taming, of course. Check your mage blood, silver, diamond, jade, quicksilver. Look at Jade, check the evasion. Everything is in order here. You got Trinity. I'm assuming you're solving for your Trinity manually without the gloves, which is fine. Proj speed is present on here. Do we have Proj speed on Jewel? We have Proj speed on Jewel, so we're good there. Straight up evasion. I don't necessarily know if I love the straight evasion. Don't know if you need it. It's probably fine. I would have liked to see either a hybrid in this slot or a pure ES. Don't know if you have the stats for pure ES. This being hybrid is good. Charges is good. Skill effect duration is good. Fantastic boots. Let's go through. The gloves are nice. I don't. Obviously, you need the res, otherwise there would be crit damage on this. So that's completely fine. Do you have so just FYI, an alternative to Trinity, if you're not already doing Rage, but Eternal Rages are really, really, really good at alternative to Trinity. And I think a lot of the changes might come from your tree, because I think you're super indexed on evasion, but I think your total HP pool is actually not large enough. I don't know if you're having issues with survivability, but I would want to see probably more EVES nodes, just in general. And obviously, Twister can be played on anything, Deadeye, whatever else. But if you're looking to min-max a build, what you need to do is you need to re-level an Abyssal Lich and just scale your proj speed to the moon, because an Abyssal Lich from Prada is absolutely bonkers, you guys. So I would definitely look at that. So a lot of the Twister players, they will come down to the monk area to pick up either the skill speed for movement or the crit nodes here, and pick up the additional EV nodes there. And there's a bunch of EV nodes here. Given what you are wearing, so you don't have Spectral Ward for evasion, and let me see, not having Spectral Ward is kind of trolling. I think you need to figure out a way to either get Spectral Ward on a Megalo, get Spectral Ward, like, path to it and take the nodes, get Spectral Ward on one of the Annoyance. I don't know if you really need Thaumaturgic Generator, or if you got other ways for power charges, if that's really, really necessary, but I would look at putting Spectral Ward on there, because at the end of the day, you're looking at 1 ES per 12 evasion. You're just dropping 120 ES for a node, and a 120 base ES is like a lot. The other part is you don't have enough EVES nodes. I think we're over indexed on damage here. I don't know if you need to come pick up all of these nodes. Like, they're fine nodes. It's not like they're bad. But my question to you is, do you really need all of this when you could just cut out this entire section of the tree and just show up here and pick up like Spectral Ward and EVES node, pick up some movement speed here, EVES nodes, pick up some crit, some EVES nodes and stats? Like, all of these are incredibly efficient. The other part is you're playing crit, but you don't have crit damage bonus. So I would say crit damage bonus on Twister is going to be absolutely ridiculous. That node is like really, really strong. You have Rakiatas, but you don't have Garokons. So that makes me think that you're not near the 50%, but it's incredibly easy to cap yourself with a freaking 12%, 13% base crit on a spear. So a Garokon is going to be an insane damage upgrade for you. So that's about as much stuff as I got for you. How do I get the ability to post on your Discord? In order to post on the Discord, go to the welcome channel, click the green check mark. Do you really need any of these nodes if they don't have jewel sockets? I mean, yeah, there's that also. Like, pathing to jewel sockets I can excuse, but pathing to just generic increase nodes, I don't love this. I think this whole section of the tree is like bait. I think you're doing wasted potential. You path either this way or you path this way. You're already here. You may as well just path in and pick up stuff there. And I think you're over indexing on offense. I think you have a fuckload of damage, and that's a that's a technical term. I think this number is probably what's cooking you. Just running around with 3k hit pool on an EVES character, it probably feels terrible. So I think your main upgrades are defenses. Look at the time loss jewel. Notable proj speed, crit chance, crit damage, very large. Yep, standard solid time loss jewel. Nothing to complain about it. We like it. Technically, not taking every jewel socket is bait. Yeah, I mean, having more jewel sockets is really, really good, which is why, like, pathing up there is what a lot of people end up doing. But, you know, it's kind of one of those things. We're jewel socket gaming, so it is what it is. But when you're in this area and you just got extra points for jewel socket there, you got EVES nodes there, it's like it's pretty chill. Ramira's Bear, they're all the nodes and radius taken or so. Gotcha. How do I submit my build for this? It's in build help. I will eventually run out of steam, you guys, so I'm gonna go as much as I can. How hard can you go on a single time lost jewel? The time lost jewel was very good. I just noticed I had shock on my Herald of Thunder when I already had elemental focus. I'll change that when I get home. No problemo. Let's make sure that we mute all our tabs and go through and close a bunch of these things. So we're looking at a martial artist. You're playing Falling Thunder Whirling Assault. So that looks like Corbin's build with his exact setup, which is a build I'm extremely familiar with. Whirling Assault is like fine as a backup to it, but you really don't need it. This should give you enough clear if you're... And you got his tech for Living Lightning. This is a waste of space, sir. You do not need this skill. You can use this skill and nothing else. You could literally just slot those two in and take everything else off your bars. I think you are wasting a slot on this Whirling Assault. It's not doing anything for you. You just Shattering Palm and bonk people, and this is good enough. So let's check out your staff first and foremost. You got an Ellie staff. It's all T1s, 7 slotted. Very good. You have money. That's excellent. That's what we needed to know. Why are we on a mana base instead of a gold ring? This is for your budget, for your staff tells me, and obviously the Mage Blood tells me that you have money. Wasting a prefix on plus 28 max mana when your available option is plus 15 rarity and you're duplicating it with Calandra's Touch is actually griefing yourself. Like, you cannot be doing this. Like, that for your budget, that is insane mistake. You need a new ring. You need a gold ring, or you just need a gold ring. There's no ifs and buts about it. This is absolutely awful. You gotta replace that. You got double rarity crit chance on a helmet. This is good. You got Raven touched on it. That's fine. Zarok and Thaumaturgic. Do you need Thaumaturgic? You have power charge on crit. Do you really need this? Like, is there no better nodes that you could take? You already have, like, this already shits out power charges for you like ridiculous, and the perfusion is really, really nice. I think Thaumaturgic here is just complete overkill on this. The other part I want you to consider for smoothness, fixing Trinity on this monk build is absolute ass. So I would consider, instead of Trinity, running Eternal Rage, because your only rage source is usually Shattering Palm. It is not Shattering Palm. Where did you put your rage? You put it in Whirling Assault. So there's your problem. Put your rage 3, and that's probably why you're running this, by the way, but you could just put your rage 3 on Shattering Palm. Like, what the heck do you need Elemental Armament for? Your Shattering Palm doesn't do anything other than give you charges. Just put rage in here and just use these two. But the other part to consider here is Eternal Rage in general. So I think pressing Whirling Assault is just making your gameplay feel like terrible for no reason. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Let's look through the boots. The boots look fine. I would like to see deflect on here. You're not deflect capped, so not having deflect on boots and having stun threshold, absolutely unacceptable with your level of money. You need to put deflect on those boots instead of a dead mod. You need a better base on this ring. You have Catless Gloom in here, but you have the wrong explode on here, sir. The 20%, oh, you just have tier 2 explode. So not having tier 1 physical explode is also, like, completely trolling. You see how yours says 20% chance to explode? Let me show you something. Like, absolute night and day difference. This shit on tier 1 rolls all the way up to 50%. You can have 2.5 times more explosions. Like, every other monster explodes dealing physical damage. So there's absolutely 0% chance as to why you should have tier 2 explode on your gloves. If there's one mod I need you to make sure you tier 1, it's that one, and divide it perfectly. So, like, completely unacceptable for your budget to run tier 2 explode. Just not, like, you can't have this quarterstaff, which is worth like close to a mirror, and then have tier 2 explode. Like, no sir. And you can settle on lower levels of flats because the difference between like a tier 5 and a tier 1 is like 5% gain extra. You already have so much gain that it's not a big deal if you have like tier 2, tier 3 flats. But having that explode be tier 1 and having it perfectly divine is a must. You don't have any choices. And keep in mind, just a pro tip for this glove, if you're going to recraft it yourself, first of all, you don't need to do it on a siren scale. You can do it on any fucking glove that has int on it. And second of all, these are easier to craft with a 2-socket because you put a Catalyst Gloom and the other's open, and you put Astrid's Creativity on there. And if your melee skills are fractured, which they should be, and then you can roll for your power charge on crit basically for free. Because again, let me show you this. When you have the glove of literally any kind, this is locked. And then you put Astrid's Creativity in here, and then you have Hysteria and whatever else, and you literally do like Gold Essence plus Hysteria, and then you Desecrate, and if it hits the Hysteria, then you re-Hysteria, and when this is a Desecration and this is a Hysteria, then you reveal it and look for your mod, so it makes your suffixes completely free. So crafting these Explode gloves is piss easy. All you're doing is you're chaosing for your tier 1 bleed, and then you're double slamming, and if it's shit, you annul and you go again, and then you chaos and you double slam, and yes, it takes some time, but you're gonna throw away like 200 divines and make a perfect glove real freaking fast. And also this damaging ailments deal damage faster. Just pro tip on here, 13% to 15% increased damage for each elemental ailment type amongst your ailments on them. This is just 39% more damage. From it, just straight up 39% more damage. So that's stronger than any gain that you could put on there. That's literally the biggest multiplier in your entire kit, is that little mod. So just FYI there. All right. Just quick check on the jewels. I hate the attack speed on this. You're wasting stat slots, but whatever, that's fine. These are kind of ass to craft. Mana regen. You have 5 mod jewels that are not giving you 5 good mods. I don't know what that's all about. This is a 4 mod jewel and this is a 4 mod jewel. Like, why even run them to 5 mods? You know, it is what it is. Prefix effect for ES attack hybrid. Sure. I don't hate it. I don't hate this at all. Elemental damage. This is a fine jewel. And skill effect duration is nice. You can put skill effect duration on your boots with the Chronomancy rune. You can. The other part you should do is put skills don't consume charges on your boots with the rune. Also, you can put Chronomancy in here again. This right here, skills have 15% chance to not remove charges, but still count as consuming them. Extremely powerful. I don't even put skill effect duration on mine. I just have charges on there. But yeah, so that should be a lot for you. Okay. We are on these hands. Holy shit. There's more builds. I'm very new to PoE. My build is hybrid of a few builds I've loosely followed. Let's see it. So you are in a monk. You got Hand of Chayula, Shattering Palm, Tempest Bell, Hollow Form Whirling Assault. Your Hollow Form Whirling Assault, you got Rekiatas. I better see an elemental weapon. I have an elemental weapon. Congratulations. Good job. 8% increased skill speed is a bait-ass rune. I mean, actually, for Hollow Form, it's fine. I take that back. It's fine. It's fine. You're good. Fire damage on the prefix is dead. I want you to, especially because you're mirroring a ring, you need to get a triple flat ring. This is a waste, and you're not clicking CI, which is why the Chaos Res is excusable. But remember, crafting for Chaos is really, really, really easy. If you really like are super into needing a bunch of Chaos, you can put soul mods in this armor and go hybrid Chaos. Ellie res that rolls up to 30 chaos and elemental resistance, and is the easiest way to cap chaos is the lightning and chaos or cold and chaos. Not from the desecration, but from the soul mods. You are going to give up evasion. I don't like that this is a pure evasion on a monk. I would like to see this as an EV-ES hybrid, because you could be looking at 6,000 ES here and you're not. So that means you made some mistakes defensively. We got 4,800 ES on the helmet, which is fine. No complaints about the helmet. You chose not to get a corrupted one and not to Raven touch it. You're missing a straight up anoint on here, so that's an inefficiency. I would get an anoint on there. And you do that by, you can't do it on a corrupted helmet, so don't do it on this one, but on non-corrupt, you could put Raven touched in and anoint it. So you need a better helmet. The base of this amulet is ass. You should be on a gold base, or you should be on an absent base. There's no other choices for you as a monk. So cast speed on it, absolutely dead. I don't know what cast speed is on there. I don't know why mana is on there. You're running the mods of an absent amulet without the absent benefit. So you should have tier 2 spirit is like fine. Melee skills is fine. But why we're having mana modifiers on an amulet when you could go 40% or 35% attack modifiers and have +4 on there? That's absolute, like, did you steal this off of like some sort of a different build? Because this amulet doesn't make any sense to me on a monk. So I would like, this is like hair on fire type of situation. This doesn't make any sense. The stats are completely mismatched. The crit's fine, the melee's fine, the rarity's fine, the spirit's fine. Mana and cast speed is like, why? Your mana modifiers on the quality, not acceptable. This needs to be attack modifiers to 34 or better %, so that your melee goes to +4. And mana regen on the implicit is absolute trash. You need to be on a gold amulet if you're going to do this, or just go absent and like put Trinity on there or something. Like, you've seen what the other monks have. Well of Power is like exactly worse than freaking Lust for Power. You should be looking at Lust for Power. It's somewhere over here. Because like, what is the, well, I guess crit bonuses if you consumed a power charge is fine, and you're not on a Falling Thunder, so never mind. I take that back. Lust for Power is better for Falling Thunder. So the Well of Power is good. This is a fine anoint. Ignore what I just said. This is good. Just the base and the stats on the amulet I don't like. You don't have a Legacy of Wanderlust. Put Legacy of Wanderlust on. It's insane. Enough said. So 2 sockets everywhere. Your Fist of Stone, leave some to be desired. The area effect of attacks I don't like. That's a dead suffix. You have triple attack prefix, like, that's okay. I guess for, so never mind. For hollow form, area of effect is really, really good. So never mind. Fist of Stone are perfect. Don't change anything. I like it. Leave it alone. You're good. You're good there. This is the best piece of gear you have. I mean, this one's pretty good, but this is the best piece of gear you have. I like it, so this is fine. I would have loved this to be 2 socket, but that's no problem. It is what it is. So you got some ideas on here. Let's look at your tree real quick just to make sure you're not wasting points. I could already see you're wasting points. All this shit right here, this is garbage. Get rid of it. Don't want it. Don't need it. Doesn't do much for you. There are better notes for you to take. So you have there's going to be your time lost probably needs to go in here. I don't know if you have a time lost, but a time lost going in here and picking up these crit nodes with the days and picking up the attack nodes lets your time lost hit everything. And you could probably spec into this way that the time lost hits everything here, so that's very, very efficient. There's some area of effect nodes that you can pick up if you really wanted to. This was nerfed, and this is just some attack speed and some flat. I don't love it. Skill speed is like fine for hollow form. I'm not like convinced that it's amazing, but it's fine. And because you're on elemental, you are freezing stuff. You have Rakiatas in there, so you don't necessarily need Heavy Frost, but Rakiatas does activate before Heavy Frost, just FYI. So you have options for picking this up. And if you ever do click CI, which you didn't, but if you ever do, you could just click CI and go up here if you pick up more defensive layers. I think you're over-indexing on evasion a little bit too much. The other part is you have crit damage bonus nodes right here. These are extremely efficient. You're giving up 36% crit damage bonus. You need that. One with the storm you don't need, but these two nodes you definitely need. I don't know what the point is of like picking up that attack speed. I think you're over-indexing on attack speed a lot. It is nice for your hollow form, but it's not like the end all be all. So FYI. All right, I yapped for a while. You're lagging. Anyone can submit their build. Do you accept another patient? Anybody can submit their build. I'm just gonna run out of steam eventually. So that's definitely true. Am I actually lagging still? Because if I am, let me reset my game. Talk to me, chat. Am I lagging? I wanted to trade Lock and Tail, but I don't know how to get power charges. On Hollow Form, you shouldn't trade Lock and Tail. I think you're the passive tree. Oh, when we opened the big passive tree, gotcha. It cut a few times on my end. Okay, well, it should be better. Every time you check the passive tree, it struggles. Okay, cool. Well, now I know that, and I'm not gonna check the passive tree. We're just gonna look at it from that end. It's better now, but you're lagging a minute ago. Okay, cool. You're all good to me. Perfect on YouTube for me. No lag. Everything's chill. Very nice. Excellent. I definitely accept more patience for Build Doctor. This is completely fine. Just meeting in all the top investment builds on PoE Ninja. Absolutely. Absolutely. Looking at the same grabbing every socket build. Yeah. I mean, the grabbing every socket stuff is like, you know, like, it works, but come on, man. There's better ways. How do we submit our builds? I could use some help. Discord through build help. Thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate you. We are on Creepy Monkey. There we are. We got, holy shit, you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 extra fucking builds, you guys. We have gotten through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 builds. We are halfway through. There's more coming. Holy. All right. I don't know if I'm going to get to all 16. I've been yapping at this for 4. It keeps growing. Yeah, for sure. So I either need to go faster or like, I don't know. Some of them might be gotten to tomorrow if the people are still good. 1 step forward, 2 steps back. It's 100. We were gonna craft things. Doc is busy today. Yeah, we were gonna try to craft things, but apparently we don't get to craft things. Hi, if I want to craft normal jewel with P1 spell damage, P2 increased suffix, suffix 1 crit damage and crit chance, and mana before life, should I fracture mana before life? I have not made that jewel, so conceptually I'm not 100% sure. I just spent like 200 C and it doesn't show up. Mana Before Life might be a desecrated only modifier. I don't know if it is or isn't. I would go check at go to PoEDB and pull up Mana Before Life and look at it and see. But it might be a desecrated only, but 200 is not like a large amount of chaos for a jewel. Like I've spent 1,000 chaos before looking for stuff. I want to see the Bootcraft Mina trash. Yeah, here's what I think we'll do. We're going to cut off some of the builds. We're gonna get through probably a couple more here. And then we are going to, like, I'll make a note or something where we left off, and we will probably pick up some of them tomorrow and like do a bootcraft and wind down because it's about to be midnight. I slept 5 hours yesterday. I cannot be sleeping 5 hours again. Obviously I can't record shit if I come home from work and we're just build doctoring the entire evening. So there's not gonna be a video tomorrow. unless I have a last minute inspiration and spend another 4 hours working a video tonight, but I might just literally fall over and die if I keep doing any more of stuff. Yeah, I want to do the fake mind over matter build. Absolutely. You're better off buying pre-fractured bases than doing it yourself. That is for sure true. Power charge on hit doesn't work on holoform. It's sad. I wanted to trade Lock on Tail, but I know how to get power charges. Yeah, fair enough. You can skip mine or just gloss over it. I'm following Rodray's build. I pretty much know what I'm lacking. I'm just lazy to fix it since I'm already killing everything. Yeah, fair enough. I think what we're going to do is we're going to stop right before you. That gives us 2 builds. And then we will see about running 2 more. About running some crafts. So we shall see. I appreciate the follows. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I just found your YouTube videos and they're great. Glad to see you streaming. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We started streaming like 3 days ago or something, or 4 days ago. This is very, very fresh and very, very new. Just look for 4% mana before life jewels and crit chance of fracture if the fracturing orbs are less than 4x the cost of the prefrag base. Yeah, there's gonna be some looking for some market analysis stuff that needs to happen that I need to do in a video for you guys on how to research whether something is worth crafting or worth fracturing. I think a lot of people are going to benefit from this. Deadeye, Ice Shot, my favorite. First gripe immediately, you're in an oblit bow. This is a nice bow, but you do, on this level of invest, you do enough damage to where the oblit base is not worth it. I would look at a Warmonger because the 50% reduced proj range is actually a big problem. Your clear is going to feel so much nicer if you're in a Warmonger. But also at this level of invest, go mirror Fub's bow. It's free service. He probably sells pre-mirrored copies already just for 1 mirror. So especially considering like the gear that you have, I think you have money. You might not have mirror type money, but you have money. So I would look into getting this on a Warmonger. Just FYI. It's not a huge problem that it isn't, but a Warmonger is a lot nicer, I promise you. I've played bows every single league. I have not done my bow build this league yet, but I mean, I played bows for 10 years in PoE 1. That reduced proj range really, really sucks. The only reason why the Oblit bow is acceptable on last league's Pathfinder is because your heralds cleared everything anyway. So I guess if you're gonna do ultimate holes, then this is fine. But if you're doing like regular Kadira clear with Ice Shot, I would look into a Warmonger ASAP. And obviously getting plus proj on your bow is amazing for clear. Excuse me. Even though it does absolute shit for your DPS. Climate change, fine. Xerox gift, fine. Nothing wrong with this. Full EV on the body armor. I would like to see this hybrid EV-ES. Full EV is like okay, but the thing is, if you get hit with this HP pool, you're probably dead. I would like to see this closer to 5. And then on my bow characters, personally, I click the freaking CI node. I don't care what anybody tells me. I'll run a bow character with 5k ES and CI because I can't be asked putting Chaos Res and dealing with bleeds and running a bleed charm on my stuff. Like, you got a Dousing, Thawing, and Golden. I bet you bleeds absolutely kill you. And you're looking at a 0% Chaos Res bow build with no CI clicked. So anytime you get hit by Chaos Res, you just explode. Like, your HP pool against Chaos, first of all, you're 0 res. Second of all, Chaos damage does double damage to Energy Shield. So this is not 3,500. This is only 1,700 with versus Chaos Res. Anything hits you for 3k, sir. Everything hits you for 3k on Chaos damage. The second you get touched by anything Chaos, you just implode immediately. So obviously you're trying to kill stuff before it kills you, but like, no Chaos Res, unacceptable. And this HP pool is not high enough for you to really play a bow character effectively. So I would like to see this be EVES. We're gonna look at your tree, but not zone into it. I think you need a higher HP pool. Having extra spirit, I don't think both characters need this much spirit. I don't know if you found a way to use all of it or if this is just for the extras. I would put rarity on here. Your primary benefit is your speed with tailwind and everything. Having the extra 15 spirit, I think, is bait. I think you need to be on a gold amulet. Other than that, the stats are completely fine. You got the proj skills, you got everything, defense modifiers. I don't hate it. Fine enough. This is fine though. Like I wouldn't necessarily swap it just because I said for gold base, but just in the future when you make this amulet, I would look at gold base. You're running Wind Dancer because of the amulet and the boots. I mean, yeah, fair enough. Like, it's okay. I'm gonna look at your spirit gems and see because there might be other things that are like I don't hate it. It's honestly fine. Um, but I do absolutely hate the straight up evasion. I think you need more HP pool. You got surpass on here. What runes do you have? You have additional arrow, and then you just have straight up fizz. Because you have surpass, I don't know if you're on the cap. Check your surpass total if you're taking surpass nodes. Yes, you are over here. Okay, but you're not taking the others, so you're exactly that's fine. You can sometimes consider an extra rune. If you take any more surpass nodes, you could take the 50% surpass rune and then get an extra arrow. I wouldn't go too crazy for it though. Like this is kind of fine. You get one proj from Deadeye, you get one proj here. You get one proj from those, so you're firing 4. Like you're fine. When you get a mirror bow, you'll start firing 6. This is like completely fine. As far as your damage, Fizz Lightning, Proj damage, skills, crit damage bonus, Surpass, those gloves are beautiful. I like them. You got Spirit on your boots. Great. That's no problem at all. Are you using the +1 suffix rune? You are not. So +1 suffix rune obviously goes on the bow for you, but up until then you could do some frisky stuff with it. So don't be afraid of putting +1 suffix onto like a boot or something on a 2 socket, especially if you're not on Daggerfoot base, but if you step back a base or two, you can put a +1 socket on it and get the boots relatively cheaply. Not too many gripes on here. Attack speed, crit chance, crit bonus, damage with bows, fine enough. I'm assuming the rest of the jewels are duplicated. You got cold and lightning, those are the good ones. Crit chance, crit damage, sure enough. The seams divined, Kadiros. I don't love Kadiros. I feel like Kadiros is kind of a bait. Quiver. I know it's like good. The way that I feel is bait isn't how it makes me feel more so than like it actually does really good. It's a really good quiver. The reason I say it's bait is because it's inconsistent. You know, sometimes you get the arrow with a bunch of damage, sometimes you get returns, sometimes you get all kinds of stuff. Like I'm probably preferential to the +1 arrow quiver for the extra consistent clear and the extra consistent damage. It may not be as powerful as Kadiro is in certain aspects, but it's just so much more consistent for a regular bow build. So tree, you're doing guided dice things. I see it. You're picking up jewel sockets. That's no problem. You got this. This is good. You're in the monk area. This is good. I don't know that you need this essence of the mountain. You should have enough freeze. You took this. This is fine. You can also do heavy frost. Rakiata does not screw you on heavy frost. So but I guess you're just primarily clearing with ice shot and tornado shot, so you don't really even need those points. So never mind, this is fine. You got some deflection nodes. This is okay. You got Throat Seeker there. Let me see if you're running Garukons. You are running Garukons. If you're not at 50%, take these. Take the crit nodes. Make sure you're at 50% with Garukons. You have +4 on the bow, so you should be very close, if not completely there. There are crit damage nodes that you're not picking up here. I would drop this mountain here with the 3 points there. I would pick up the crit bonus. I would pick up the extra crit bonus. The crit chance is probably not necessary, but if you need it, you could take crit chance there. I don't necessarily love the extra the extra ES nodes are like fine, but if you're here, I would try to do curse effect. I would honestly drop one of these runes for a curse effect rune, and I would pick up this node for reduced curse effect, and you can just nullify temp chains completely on you. And as a bow character, temp chains is so ass. You're 60% with Garukons. Okay, well then take the crit bonus nodes. You don't need this if you're at 50%, because this is it. 25 crit bonus if you dealt a non-crit recently is kind of like I don't like these 3 points. Like, obviously the first one for crit bonus is fine. The crit bonus there is fine. The last one, I don't like the last one. I would move this to just a flat crit bonus. This is like 25 conditional. Recently refers to in the last 4 seconds. So you're only not critting 25% of the time. I mean, I guess it's like fine, but small optimizations. You could keep it if anything. You took the MS, which is smart. I like that. But picking up these crit bonus nodes is kind of important. I would figure out a way to get this and those two, especially with Garukons. Another 45% on your crit bonus is insane when you double crit. Let me see if you're doing anything else that's weird or strange. You did the MS pathing. This is fine. You got your herald set up. That's fine. Extra crit chance you don't need. Mark effect on the others. Yeah, not too many gripes on this. I shot Ellie Rapid, Garukon, Rakyata, and Fork. Yeah. Beautiful. Warmonger's gonna feel insane with that Fork, by the way. So I think that's all chill. You got Barrage on there with, yeah, fair. I like it. Could you get through to mine in around 3 or 4 more builds? Maybe. We'll see how it goes. We are on NetGlow. Where are you, NetGlow? Okay, go next. Johnny. Johnny, were you the one that gifted all the subs? Because you should have told me you did a build. I would have I would have made sure that we get through to you. All right. We are on Johnny. Maybe ask if people are still in chat. No, I just did a prime sub. Listen, I appreciate you anyway. Yeah, let's see. I actually don't. Let's see. This is da 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 da. Well, Johnny's obviously in chat, so that's all good. Let's get through his, and then we'll see where we're at. Because ideally, I would like to at least craft something, or at least show you guys a little bit. Yep, hollow form, very nice. You got Rakyatas, you got the right gems, mobility, like that's fine. You probably do too much damage anyway. I want to see an elemental quarterstaff with Rakyatas. It is okay, good. You got crit chance, crit bonus. 4.04 is a little low, but this is fine, totally acceptable. Ellie res rings, strength and dex if you need the attributes is okay, but other than that, prefix rarity and strength and dex, I would like to see that to be suffix rarity and a flat or double rarity, but that's completely fine. Lightning res, double ES, fine. Crit, okay. Melee skills spirit, Ellie, that's no problem. Okay, we are good there. A lot of the hollow form monks want skill effect duration on their boots. Don't forget, you can do skill effect duration with the time rune. I don't remember why they want it, but it's a lot of them are like screaming for skill effect duration. Quicksilver, gold, diamond, jade, completely acceptable. I don't see any issues there. Let's see, crit, and very large with notable effect. No complaints there. Uniques and rares, okay. Crit, and elemental with attack damage not on very large, and a second one. That's questionable. Where are you putting this and why? Is what I want to know. You got a Megalo, you got a heart. That's okay. Additional ailment. That's an additional stun. That's fine. That saves you 3 points there. Interesting. I gotta look into that hollow form build. Yeah, I I mean, obviously the premier jewel socket is here. That's where you normally put the big one with the very large, but you're not taking all the nodes. Like taking these attack nodes and these evasion nodes is important. You put the very large here, it's gonna hit here, it's gonna hit here. So not taking those nodes is and not putting it there. If you are putting it there, not taking the nodes, that's grief. You're putting it somewhere else, that's also grief. So just, you know, make sure you do what you do. I don't know if this quarterstaff skills that consume charges count as an additional for hollow form. I think it does, so I think this is fine. But remember, these flat the AoE effect is really nice for you, but like the straight up mana cost efficiency, I don't know if that necessarily matters. So those nodes could be moved around a little bit. Yeah, I was thinking about that, but wasn't sure what points to drop. I mean, if anything, the extra power charge is probably a droppable point. I think you're picking up some attack speed. Attack speed is usually droppable. You're pathing to jewels. You really can't do much about those. But especially, like, you're making good set of 2 weapon set points, but you could drop, like, immaterial in some of the VES nodes. You look at your pool. 8k energy shield is honestly overkill. You only need, like, 6,500 to feel comfy. So you could drop these 4 and just pick up the movement speed here and then drop 4. So that'll get you some extra points. Dropping mana cost efficiency, I don't know how you are on mana, but that could get you extra points. And then ideally you're not getting the I guess if you're crit capped, then there's no reason for those, but picking up the crit bonus nodes is really, really nice. Picking up the extra crit bonus, there's like 45% crit bonus that's around there, just free for the taking. So I would say that's kind of one of those important things. Holy shit, chat. Am I tired? All right. We got through to Johnny. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 builds. You guys are killing me. We're going to... Well, it depends on if y'all are going to be around tomorrow. I am definitely going to stream tomorrow. But I think we're going to pause on Jersak. I'm going to send Jersak a message. Stopped on you for build clinic. Ta-da. So that is straight up 3.5 hours of builds. I will go faster later. Let's see if we can do a little bit of... do you want to see yours, Jurasak? I know you were like following Ronrays and you're chill with what it was, but do you want to see yours? I probably got enough of one more in me. Let me just check a couple of things here. What time? I'm gonna try to go earlier again so that we can catch Nymph. I usually get off work about 6:30 Eastern time, assuming I don't get held up. So the ultimate thing is, like, if I get home and I can set some stuff up, then I can stream a little bit later and go later. But at the same time, if we get it done out of the way, then I'm just doing things after the stream. Like, I still need to do videos. I still need to do things like commands and adjust chats, and there's just a bunch of different things that need to happen. But 6:30 to 6:30 is probably a bit early. I'm thinking more towards like 8 p.m. EST, like probably around that time. That'll give me an hour and a half after work to do whatever bullshit I need to do and get home and actually, you know, see my wife for a minute. Actually, next time you do it is fine. I'm gonna go get dinner. Yes, sir. I appreciate you. We're gonna wind down for the evening either way. I don't know how much crafting we are going to do. I would like to do at least some, but my brain is also melted. He says, I am after Jersak, please, LOL. So, Cheesecake, I know your name, sir. You're the one that likes to craft bows and not listen to my advice. So, What makes you think that you're going to listen to any advice that I give you on the build? That's what I want to know. Are you telling me you don't want to chaos spam forever? No, I don't want to chaos spam forever. We'll do Cheesecake's build because he's a Pathfinder on an ice shot, and I love ice shot. And I just, bow builds are my thing. I really, really like it. But you have a nice bow. You have a nice helmet, Zarok, on there. Climate change here. This is fine. You have a corrupt, but no implicit on the Kadiros. On this budget, I would get an implicit on the Kadiros, probably attack speed. I think Proj can roll on it. I would definitely go for a twice corrupted Kadiros. Like, get 2 implicits or something. Make more bows to buy better gear. Sure. The ring is good. It's mirrored, so that's everything is solid there. Deflection, move MS while sprinting on a Pathfinder is amazing. That's a good choice there. And then you got MS while sprinting. So this is the fob gun setup. I like that. Proj skills, proj speed. You're missing additional proj from here. And by the way, you're on the wrong base. This is a nice bow, but you don't need this much damage. You need to be on a warmonger, just FYI. If you have the money, I would like, if you can 1-to-1 this, I would sell this bow and get an exact copy of it just on a warmonger. Like, literally that bow, but on a warmonger base, it's gonna feel really, really insane. Like, this is gonna sell for thousands of divs, so you're chilling there. But not having additional proj on the gloves, I think, is a mistake. I don't know that you need the 27% crit bonus or the 14% attack speed. One of those two mods can be dropped for 50% additional surpass. So the one arrow at this point is you're looking for better clear. Your build does enough damage to where you don't really care. You got 2 on the voices. The jewels are fine. Mana life on kill. That's okay. I would like to see crit bonus on there. I don't know that you need ailment. Your HP pool is not enough. The full evasion body armor, I think, is a bait for you. I think you're wasting potential. You should have more ES. This being full energy shield is good, but you went double rarity, which is like a-okay. So you're hybrid here, you're full ES here, going full EV here, I think is like it's fine with Spectral Wood because it gets 300. But the thing is you could get like 1800 or something, almost half of the thing. You could get your 150 flat, but pick up another 500 base ES. And when that gets multiplied by all your points, it's actually really, really strong. I don't know that you need the Essence of the Mountain again. You could pick up crit bonus nodes instead. All those are completely fine. Looks like Fubgun's tree. You are picking up the crit bonus there, so you're obviously aware of the nodes. But this is a strong build. There's really nothing wrong with it. I need to see Garukans on your invest in here. Yep. Nova 1 is fine. You need more arrows for Nova 1. Yeah, I think you need that 1 extra arrow. You're already taking these points, so I don't know why you don't have the +1 arrow or half an arrow in the glove. That's really the only thing. I don't know if you need the spirit on there. Again, the same thing. But yeah, strong build. I don't know what you need to look at. I don't know why you needed me to look at it. It's kind of chill. There's really not much more to it. Cool. All right. Do I even have the game running? I probably don't even have the game running. Yeah, this was a website stream. Lovely. So I absolutely do not have the sanity to chaos spam anything. So the plan is I will probably prep these myself, but we needed an upgrade for the spirit or the body armor because this is a very, very sad body armor. And the way you make this is you got to fracture the spirit. Make this the same way as we do these, by the way. The one we crafted yesterday sold with spirit. The one with life and mana didn't sell. So that thing needs to get gone. And then the one with ES, I actually recrafted it because it still wasn't selling. So I put Mana Before Life because it looked like it's a slightly better market for it, just because it's got ES. It's the first one that we hit on the ES. So just FYI, both the emeralds sold. So there's that. We got a fair bit of things going, but these feather ailments, I think enough of you guys have entered the market to where they are a little bit harder to move. If this doesn't go in like the 400 range, I might just recraft it completely. But all that is to say is that these Vile Robes get a similar idea. All we want is a 3-socket with perfect affixes. We're looking at a Spirit Fracture. Spirit is absolute ass to hit. It's like 1,000 weight out of freaking 110, so it's 110,000, so it's like over 1,000 chaos to hit Spirit, and then you gotta fracture it. Yeah, my fracture stopped selling. Yeah, because like Mark, you got oversaturated and people stopped buying the shit. Blue Dream 909, thanks for the gifted. For sure, for sure. Thank you all for gifting the subs tonight. I'm looking to make a pair of melee gloves just like ones you showed, Sanja Chemo. Fantastic. So we're gonna fracture the spirit. We're gonna chaos for one of the ESs. We're gonna slam for the other. I hope this guy is here for one of the body armors. It looks like a caster. So maybe if you see one of the body armors disappear, chat, this better not be one of you fucking viewers, because you are not allowed to be buying my shit. Unless you actually need it for a build, in which case, by all means, buy it. But if you're buying shit just to buy shit, I will find you and I will hurt you. What if I accidentally buy it? I will find you and I will Liam Neeson your ass. Can someone please translate from Freedom Time to Central European Time? When will the stream start tomorrow? Give or take 2 a.m. Germany. So if you want to do from German time, roughly 2 a.m. German time. Roughly. Like 1 to 2 a.m. 1 to 2 Frankfurt, give or take. It's a bit late, but it is what it is. The guy's still looking at it. I don't know why he's still looking at it. Better not be one of you. All right, it doesn't look like it's one of you. Anyway, so chaos for one, slam for the other. Do the abyss trick for the reservations, double slam behind, and whittle into bullshit mostly. Reset it if we have to. Rerun the spirit res. You get the idea. I might not even go for spirit res. If I go for triple res, it's completely whittleable, so there's no issues there. I don't think I need the spirit reservation efficiency. I think I'm doing like stupid shit with like I don't know that I need this clarity for 20, and I think I put freaking mysticism on there. Yeah, let me move this mysticism over to something else so I can see all my bullshit gems all in one. Clarity and conflux, there we go. So when conflux, this is a 90 cost conflux. That's hilarious. So anyway, I don't think I need it that much. And the ultimate goal here, I don't even know that crafting these Vile Robes is smart. I might just... I really wanted Spirit, but it might be a mistake. I might try to fracture something else. Or I might try to put the... do some research on Vile Robes with soul modifiers and see if those are a thing, because like Spirit on a Vile Robe could be literally ridiculous. If I fracture percent spirit and then somehow get flat spirit or get flat roll for percent, either or, those could possibly be selling, because ultimately the goal is going to be Temporalis. We are pretty close to Temporalis. So that's 37. That's 41. So we got 4K divs in the bank. You know, we could liquidate some stuff from the monk if necessary. I would rather not, but, you know, we could also just remake some money. Doing build clinic all the way tonight kind of set us back a little bit. as far as money. If we had crafted some stuff, we'd wake up to a bunch of money tomorrow. If you notice, yesterday we were down to 2 locks and no divs. And today we're up to 3 locks and some divs. And that's after me blowing another 500 or 600 or something. So things did sell. So why not perfect Ogonol? It's like 100 out of 90, 100 for prefixes. And you can target prefix sort of instead of chaosing for 100k. I think we looked at that and it was like just the anal orbs being expensive. I think it was just buy faster. Did you buy? I always buy. I never find Hennacores. Software developers never sleep anyway. Lights are 15 div now, by the way. That is definitely expensive. If you miss recycle Hysteria and Opulence again, are you going over gloves? Yep. Beautiful. Fantastic. Thank you for going over the gloves for me. I know I'm farming tonight. Yeah. Yeah, there's an argument for Ogonoling them. The thing is, what realistically speaking, what we are going to probably do instead with these is we're going to chaos for tier 1 res and try to fracture it. And whichever one rolls res, we're going to go res, res, res. We're just going to chaos and slam for res and have the suffixes done. Then we're going to abyss trick for spirit on the prefixes. And then we're going to whittle the others. That's probably what's going to happen. And if the spirit fails, then we just restart and then we abyss for spirit. Because Ogonoling or chaosing for spirit is ass. So we're just looking at Vile Robe with like a fucking res fracture. It's really all we're doing here. And null is less than 10 chaos. It's cheesy, 100%. So chaosing for spirit is also terrible. So we might just fracture a res and move on with life. And go freaking res, basically. Because I don't really need this reservation efficiency. I don't know if it necessarily sells that well, but either way, having spirit on a Vile Robe is expensive, and this might just end up being profit, depending on how the fractures land. So we'll see about all that. Oh, somebody's probably looking at what I'm selling. That's what's happening here. These just need to go. Like, I don't even care if they're here. I'll throw them in the trash bin if they don't show up. All right, cool. So, chat, that's it for tonight. It's freaking midnight. We're going for a good 4 or 5 hours. I don't know what it was, but it's been a while. It's been a minute. It's 3.5 hours. Okay, well, I'm cooked. Oh, I reset it in the middle. That's fake. Okay. We're going for longer than 3 hours. I thought it was longer than 3 hours. Yep. Peace out, boys. I appreciate the support. We'll do this again tomorrow. We'll go a few more hours. We'll do actual crafting. We'll do educational stuff. I hope the builds were useful. We will try to get through some more builds tonight. Well, not tonight, but tomorrow. But I appreciate all y'all being here. You guys are awesome. Exactly. Thank you very much, you guys.